Third time is the charm, Vance.
Number 3.
Yeah, man. We, I think maybe on our second pod, we were like, okay, we need to do round 3, but it's got to be in person.
Did you? I remember you saying something like that. I didn't know if it was going to happen or not, but holy shit, here we are.
Here we are, dude. I said the same thing to Noah because I have a rule, like 3 times, I want the third one to be in person just because it's that much better.
It means more, too. I like doing it in person. I've done like 2 or 3 now. It's a lot different than the webcam.
It's a totally different experience, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's a part of the process to like grow a pod and to talk and connect with people to do it virtually, but I mean, like being actually with you and the guests in person is completely different.
Yeah, I'm not looking at the bottom right to make sure I'm not fucking up.
Yeah, like making sure you don't look ugly.
The whole time looking down.
Yeah, literally acting like you're making eye contact. You're literally just checking yourself out.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you and the squad are here in Austin. It's pretty cool to have you all.
Dude, I don't know if I like Austin. I don't like Austin, dude.
Wow.
Everything seems.
All right, yeah, pod's done.
Yeah, pod's done. Everything seems a little old. People seem okay. You get a lot of hipster cowboy, you know, so it's kind of like that Oregon feel. It's weird when you see like a F-350 with an Obama sticker. You're like, brother, no. I'm not even political. It's weird, but
something doesn't add up.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Just something about it so far. I can't put my finger on it. The first time we came here, I had a weird experience. A barista was there. It was a black girl, and I asked her for something as a joke, and then she like looked at me and she was like, "Oh, I love telling white people no." I was just like, "All right." Like, I was like, "Here we go. We're starting this shit." So I immediately was kind of thrown off. There's a few people that were just. It's not snobby. I don't know how to explain it. I feel like it's what Vegas has kind of turned into, and it might be all the people from California coming over. And I'm like, "Fuck, dude, vacancy, brother. We're full."
Somebody had to say it.
Yeah, dude. It's literally Vegas right now. Is the I-15 is doing construction. They're redoing the whole thing, so it's like. It could be 3 a.m. and there's bumper to bumper traffic, and it's always someone doing something stupid, and it's always a California plate. Like 9 times out of 10, I'm like, bro, I get it now. And I remember like a year ago, I was thinking of like places to move. I want to move in a big city. I was like, maybe do a high rise. And like all I want now is to be by a lake. Yeah. And get out of here. And I was looking at houses, and they have like this one house in Kansas City for like 2.4 million. And bro, it's
don't tell me you're moving to freaking Kansas City.
I will move to Kansas City in the lake. I work from my phone. Like, yeah, I will 100%. But no, I'm probably moving to Miami or Tampa with the boys.
Oh, dude,
just be around
going
them.
from Vegas to Kansas City would be a hell of a thing.
Yeah.
Dude, you reminded me of something. The Sphere. What are your thoughts?
So the Sphere was cool because they wanted to put thermostats in everyone's house in Vegas and then control your temperature. So during the day in summer, you couldn't cool it below 74. We're not allowed to have grass. You can get in trouble if you have grass. We have the watering authority, because Lake Mead's, being depleted so much. And then they go and they build a $2 billion Sphere, and they're building a $1.5 billion beach in the middle of Vegas with water. So I was like, no, fuck you. So I have a beautiful garden in my home. I have solar panels, and my house is at 69 all the time. Wow. And energy cannot be created nor destroyed. So don't be giving me shit about that. You know what I mean?
Wait, so there's actually there's regulations or whatever on the energy that you can use?
Brother, well, if you go and you grab a thermostat from them, they'll make your bill cheaper, but they control your temperature. So they put limits on it during the day. You can't cool below 74 during the day. And it's just like one step of you losing a little bit of that, like that kind of freedom. I'm auditing myself, and I sound extremely like right wing, fucking like hooting too. I'm not that at all. I'm like just not political.
You're not gonna go tell me what my temperature of my house is gonna be.
Yeah, just as a human being.
And then build a freaking. Isn't that thing lit up like 24/7?
24/7, bro. So you can have a fucking smiley face emoji, but I can't cool my house with animals in it. Like, fuck off. I'm sorry.
No, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, so it's stupid. But I mean, it looks cool from the inside.
Have you been?
No, I have not been yet.
Dude, I have I don't like it. I've never been. I just don't like the idea of it.
I don't.
The fact of you're going to see a concert, or it's just like a bigger TV, and I don't know. To me, it just doesn't add up. Like if I'm gonna go see a concert, I want it to be like analog,
Yes.
I want to see the band play music, and that's about it.
The old school, yeah.
I don't need to see like the Mars background while U2 is playing a song,
It's cool to do one time. Like I got the Meta mask. Yeah. The VR mask. It was cool for a little bit, but like I'm very anti blue light in my eyes at night and EMF on my face, but it was a cool experience. And like I was seeing that Apple Vision Pro, and it's cool to watch, and like the Sphere would be cool to look at, but bro, we went to that bar last night. I don't remember the name of it. Dead Eddie's? Something like
Deep
that.
Eddie's.
Deep Eddie's,
Shout
bro.
out Deep Eddie's, best bar in Austin.
Dude, it was like old school. It was like dive bar, but there was good people. There was conversation. There was a guy, a 60 or 70-year-old Mexican man killing it on pool.
Shout out Sam.
I was like, yeah, this is my vibe. Like, I like that. I need a little bit of that. And we just came from Miami doing bottle service and everything. And like, honestly, I was looking back at it at my story, and I told Erik, and I was like, bro, this is like cringe. Like we're getting bottle service, we're partying, we're having a good time. Like we're still having fun, but like it's not my kind of fun. And like it's cool. Like, I mean, I went from dead broke to a lot of money really quick, and it's fun to spend it. But I mean, at least spend it on friends. But like all that shit, I don't know, dude. I'm just like, I'm very much over it. Like we were talking about it. We did it, got out of our system. It's not worth it. It's not fun. Like it's cool, but
that's
it's not.
That's the Miami culture too. I feel like, you know what I mean? It's like, if you go to Miami, that's kind of what you're asking for. I don't know. I mean, I've been to Miami a handful of times and had a pretty wild experience with a friend of mine who has a lot more money than me.
Yeah.
And so I kind of did like the clubbing scene. I kind of remember after that weekend, I'm like, that was fun. But then like literally, I'm dead serious. I've had more fun at Deep Eddies just with my boys, like chilling, playing pool with Sam and random dudes. Like, I don't know. Something about it is more, it's more authentic in a way.
Yeah, I had more fun on the drive from Tampa to here than I did at Miami that night. So
dude, that's we were talking about that on the way here. Just the road trip with the boys, man. It's hard to beat, bro.
Nothing's better than a heartbreak.
Yeah.
A little heartbreak, a little hangover, and a little road trip with the boys, some country music. We're driving through Louisiana.
Can't forget the country music.
Bro, we were having a blast.
And it's 4 people in there?
Yeah, we
was
got 4.
Victor drove with y'all?
Yeah, Victor's with me too.
And then you're driving back?
Yeah, we're driving. Yeah, me and Vic, we're going to try to do the 20 hours in one day. Tried to go see my mom on Mother's Day. But if not, I mean, I'm hang out with her during the week. But yeah, it's going to be. So I found my BMW, the new one, drives itself. Yeah. So it does like the distance control and stays in its lane. I was like,
pass
done.
Out a little bit.
Yeah, I think I hit that. We're good. All right. But yeah, I was like, we're basically good. Like, I'm not going to fall asleep, but but yeah, we're safe.
That's legit, man. That's awesome. Are you you thinking about moving to Florida, or what's the deal?
Yeah. I'm most likely. Living situation changed a bit. A lot of things that were holding me back aren't now. So it's like pretty much free bird. So I think I'm packing the dogs up, and maybe me and my customer service lady, Riley. Shout out Riley, the best. She's getting so swamped right now. We're hiring another. Sorry.
On that note, just all
work thoughts.
Dude, my brother was doing something with, it was either Based or Meraki, one of the two. I honestly can't remember.
Yeah.
They might have been both, now that I say it. But something happened, and he reached out, and I have text on my phone of him saying like the customer service is incredible.
That's all I want, dude. I want that 1950. The reason we grew so fast is I suck at business. I am a rookie at business. That's why Eric's out there. Eric's gonna pop in. Eric is a fucking business mastermind.
Yeah.
Eric understands business. Okay, like they said some fucking acronym yesterday. And I was like, "What's that?" And they laughed at me. I'm like, "Fuck, dude. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know metrics. I don't know shit. I know that I got great sources. Like, let me backtrack that. I suck at the fucking technical side of business, but I get it. It's like I'm not a technical fighter. Then at this point, the only analogy I could think of, but like I understand how to whoop someone's ass.
Yeah.
I got to make it a fight. I'm going to make it dirty. I'm going to swing, you know.
Like an orthodox type almost.
Yeah, I get the basics. But with business, I think it's so easy. Like, I'm never going to be outworked, and I'm never going to not try. So as long as I'm trying really hard and I put the customer first, like, you could grow a fucking business. Meraki white-pilled me so bad. Like, literally my life changed in 1 year for, like, the craziest. You know, I've donated, like an exorbitant amount to cancer research funds, almost as much as I made last year working.
Yeah.
And like that is like, I never thought that was possible. So I like literally a guy with no traditional skill, no technical skill. I never took a marketing class. I never took a business class in college. I took one actually in college, but I didn't pay attention. I kept going to the gym. And I have no mentors. I didn't do anything. All I did was listen to Alex from Ozzy, got the gist of it, customer first, like give them a product that works. And then just try. Don't be outworked. And like, it's paid off. And I'm like, holy shit. So now when I look at people, and I mean, I don't want to be too like harsh, but like people who aren't where they want to be and they have excuses, and I look at them, I'm like, bro, you're just not trying hard enough. It is not a skill issue. It is a fucking work ethic issue. Yeah. You are not trying hard enough. I was working 10-hour days. I was doing construction. I was getting ready for fight camps. I was building Meraki. I was doing it all. And I like literally, it's like a plane. The more energy you put up to get off the ground and like take off is great. And then it's there. It's in the air. You don't have to work as hard like towards the end, but in the beginning you got to fucking grind. And I see these guys who aren't where they want to be, and I'm like, brother, like just put in more hours.
All work is rewarded. All effort is rewarded.
All labor bears fruits. Yep. Yeah, I don't think that's the exact Bible quote, but holy shit,
there's a verse. It's actually written at the office. It's Proverbs. I want to say, I can't remember. It's in Proverbs, and Solomon said, "Mere talk leads to poverty. Hard work leads to profit." And it's really just that simple. It's one of those things, and that's what I admire about. Obviously, I mean, I had that tweet recently about like meeting you and then Eric and then Harry and Brett and then Griggs, and how like in a year all of y'all's lives have changed drastically. And
massively.
They were like Noah said something lesson, meet Nolan early or something, which
is
funny.
Yeah.
It's obviously not the lesson, but the the point there, and especially for you, dude, like you were the first person I hit up on social media. You're the first person outside of my immediate circle that I had on the podcast.
Yeah.
Which I think is so cool. You literally had 700 followers. This is July 4th of last year, so not even just over 10 months.
Yeah.
So not even a full year. You had 700 followers. I think Meraki had just had like its first $10,000 month or something. Something like that. You were still working your other job, still doing fights, and it's just crazy to see. And we'll talk about it with Eric too, but it's just crazy to see like the growth in literally 10 months. It's like, I don't know what you're at on Twitter now. Meraki's obviously crushing it. I mean,
I think Meraki almost passed me. I think we hit 10K and I'm almost at 20, but they passed me on Instagram.
Oh, really?
I was like, all right, fuckers. Yeah. I suck at Instagram.
Though.
Yeah.
That's a good problem to have, but it's just 100%. Cool, man. It's I'll commend you on it, man. It's just super cool to see. It's inspiring for me. That's why I tweeted it.
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting here looking at Griggs and you and Eric and Harry and Brett, and I'm like, you have to put something out there and then literally just work. And then in 12 months, you have no idea what can happen.
Yep.
In less than 12 months, dude.
Yeah. You know what's funny is like I have my dad, I have my girlfriend, I have Victor, and they don't like, nothing's ever good enough for them sometimes.
Yeah.
So they like talk shit. So I was meeting people for a while and they're like, dude, your success is so amazing. And I remember I had to like sit down and I was like, take it in for a second. Cause when you're in the midst too, like you're in it and you're like, holy shit. Like you don't get a time to like take a step back, look back and be like, wow, what did I do? And I was sitting there in it and I was just basically blown away. I was like, holy fuck, dude. Like a year ago, if you could talk to Vance time travel, he would have fucking laughed at you. And you're like, brother, this is what's going to happen. And you'd be like, no way, dude. No way. I mean, I believed I was going to be successful. I just didn't believe the time span it would take. But yeah, I mean, I think them kind of being like keeping me grounded is a good thing. You know?
Absolutely. You don't want to be surrounded by, you want to be surrounded by supportive people, but I don't think it's good to be, you don't want people to just make you feel not content, complacent all the time, you know? Like you want those people that are like, oh shit, I need to be getting after it.
Yeah, you don't want yes people, you know? And then that's the other thing too is back when I was fighting, actually, my buddy Eric came to my fight and he started showing up at the gym and I lost this fight. And he was basically like, yeah, dude, you inspired me to like train. And I remember being like, that was a better feeling than winning. That was a better feeling than losing. It was like, this guy saw what I was doing and got inspired and wanted to come train. I was like, that's fucking cool. And now like Victor's with me. Victor's starting his first company.
Yeah. We were talking about that at dinner the other night.
Yeah.
Freaking awesome.
Guiding him, helping him out. You know what I mean? Like I want to be able to do that for him. You know, it's like we said this with fighting too, me, him, and Ak. Whoever got up the fucking wall first, it doesn't matter who it is, that person reaches back and pulls everyone else up. And that's what I'm doing now. I got up the wall first. Cool. I'm going to reach down and pull everyone up. You know what I mean? Yeah. So Ak, my buddy, he's not going to start a business anytime soon. That guy's set, but he's probably going to make the UFC within 2 years.
I've watched some of his fights, bro.
Oh my God, dude.
Guy's a dog, dude.
Ak's different. Like,
guy's a dog.
Like we joke about like being like serial killer. No, like Ak will fucking shoot someone if we don't keep him in check.
It's
so
like
he's
his,
like,
have you seen that? Have you seen the video of Mike Tyson talking to, I want to say Tucker Carlson of all people.
Okay.
Maybe. I think it was him, but it was somebody, maybe, regardless. Mike Tyson's talking like, what was your goal in the ring? And he's like, no, I wanted to kill the guy. And he's like, oh, that's funny. He's like, no. Like, you don't understand. Like, I wanted to take that person's soul. Yeah. I'm like, it's a different type of person.
It is. I've never been like that either. Ak's like that. Even when I fight, I'm empathetic on everyone, dude. Everyone. And it's kind of a downfall.
You're like elbowing somebody in the head and you're like, I'm sorry, bro.
No, like I understand when I'm there. I understand he signed up too, but I don't hate him for it at all. I'm just like, I get it. Like I'd be doing the same fucking thing to me too. And that's like when I got my fucking face shattered. I was so cool with it. Everything. Fucking shook his hand. I congratulated him. We talked for like 10 minutes. I was so concussed. I remember just yapping his ear off, you know? And we were just chatting after. And then the only time I got mad is when like, and it honestly, it fucking changed the whole way I look at the sport is when he tested positive for roids. And I was like, no, fuck you. Yeah. Like that's the first time I was like, I actually want to hurt you now. Yeah. Like now, that's the first time I ever got primal. And I was like, I want to fucking break this guy's face in front of his family now.
Well, because you agreed to a set of rules. Yeah. And you're literally putting your physical, your actual just being in general on the line.
That's like, cheat. Exactly. And there's lines where I'll cross. I'm like, no, I will fucking unleash 1,000 years of hellfire into your skull. You will pay with your consciousness. I want to break your face. Like there's that part of me, but it never comes out ever. Even in the cage, like we're fighting, even when we're sparring, someone gets mad, go too hard and they start swinging on me. I never like turn it up back, you know, like maybe I will in there, but I'm never mad after. I'm like, yeah, brother, like we did it. We're men, we're boys, you know? I even talked to the boys, literally when we left Miami. Dude, we're all boys. Like we don't tiff at all, dude. Me and the crew, we are solid, you know, but like we were joking a little too much. And I was just like, hey, I was like, we have like a million battles outside of us. We're not gonna beef in here. We're gonna be boys. If we get upset, be boys about it. We're gonna wrestle. You know how many times we fucking just go at it? Yeah. Every time me and Noah drink, he'll start yapping. We get back to the house. I'm like, all right, fucker, it's on. And me and Noah grapple for 45 minutes.
Keeping tabs of what he's saying throughout the night.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Literally check. And then we get home and it's time. And we go at it and then we handle it. But like, we're not mad. We're just being boys. You got to understand the nature of it. Boys are going to be boys. Like
that's one thing that Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate have talked about before. Like their dad instilled in them at a young age, which I think is awesome. The idea that the world is going to present battles to y'all regardless.
Yeah.
Like that's going to happen.
Yeah.
There will be no battles between y'all.
100%.
And that's honestly like, I'm sure my brother will listen to this, but like that's how I feel with my brother, where it's like, I feel so blessed in that, where it literally is like, not us versus the world, but if it comes down to it, then it really is.
Yeah.
It's me and him versus the world. I was telling somebody yesterday, I'd rather have 0 friends in my brother than like the best friends in the world, not my brother.
Exactly.
Which is, you can extrapolate that into what you're talking about. Like just a group of guys that like you actually
trust.
Yeah.
What is more powerful? And I don't want to get like on like piggyback off what you're saying, but like literally like me, Vic, and Auk, we had a brotherhood in Vegas. Vegas doesn't have teams with training. There's big gyms, there's cliques in the gyms and everything. We don't want to be a part of it. We trained together in the fucking garage and we all 3 won world titles because we had each other's back. If you 2 a.m. called me, Vic, or Auk, and it was one of us calling, we were there. It was bottom line. And that's what I told the boys too. When we were out in Miami, the first Miami trip we took, and we were having fun, and we were like, dude, like we're celebrating our successes. I was like, this could fucking end so quick. And I told them before I left, I hugged them. And I was like, hey, like if I find out any of you guys were beefing, I'm going to fuck all of you up.
Fly wherever y'all are, and it's going to happen.
I told Erik and Noah, I said, if Noah and Tim, head again. I was like, but like if even if it's one of you and someone else, I'm beating all 3 of your asses. Like we're in check here. Like too bad. Guess what? The ship has sailed. We're not fucking beefing now. We're on the same boat. We're going across the ocean. We're not fighting. If there's fighting, you have to deal with me. Pray to God that you guys team up. Like, because I'm gonna hurt you.
And
okay.
Then it will come in.
We'll bring Auk in. Auk's a secret weapon.
Yeah, that's hilarious, bro.
He's amazing.
Have you ever heard the song "Find Out Who Your Friends Are" by Tracy Lawrence?
No.
Dude, I'll have to put you on after this. It's literally about that. It's like the idea of like you run your car on the side of a ditch on the side of the road. Like who you're gonna call? You'll find out who your friends are. Like,
exactly.
Like in the middle of the night, you'll find out who's gonna show up.
Hey, make a ton of money.
Yeah.
Make a little bit.
That's a genuine. That's sorry to interrupt. But like that's a good question. So like, how has that sort of changed? And I mean, you don't need to like get too deep into it if you don't want. Like how has that sort of changed? Because that is a real thing. Obviously, you make some money and people start looking different.
They will. I think the people closest to you won't see the change because they know you deep down. And now it's like, and I'm still Vance, so nothing's changed, honestly. So I don't like being treated different at all. But like a lot of people that I respected a ton, now they show me a little respect. And so at first I was kind of chip on my shoulder, but I was like, I get it. Like, we live in a world where you need to have accomplishments. Like, and like there's certain things like that are shit tests. Like you rolling up in a beat up Corolla, like anybody who drives, you usually see someone cut someone off, and if you look into a beat up Corolla, like you can make a judgment call. They're probably lazy. They're probably into their vices. They lack discipline. They're not patient. They don't put in effort at bettering themselves. Like you can kind of see it. So there's certain things where it's like you got to get on their level to earn a little bit of respect, and I get it. Especially too when you blow up a little bit. Like, dude, I hate it every day. I did for a while. Now I just kind of like, it is what it is. But like, I think I have like 5,000 unopened DMs, and I hate that I can't answer them all. And I thought about ways to do it. I was like, but that's what these people are constantly. As soon as you hit a little bit of success, everyone's trying to attach themselves to you. But to like backtrack on it, the people close to you, like they don't care. Like, and that's what I always said with fighting. If they matter, they won't care. If they care, they don't matter. Meaning, if you win or lose and they care about the result, they don't matter. If you lose and they don't care, they usually matter. You know, so it's like, I mean, like your girl, she's not going to care if you win or lose. If she does, get her the fuck out. But at the same time, when you win and you're doing all this crazy shit, she doesn't care. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like they see the hard work and they're going to love you for it. But at the end of the day, like you're the shithead that she has to deal with at the end of the day. So 100%. Yeah, there's going to be that too. So, but you'll see a lot of changes. It's just a lot more doors open. A lot of people come at you. The biggest thing though I see with people who start businesses and they complain is like, my friends aren't supporting my business. My friends are supporting. Boo-boo. You gotta learn how to sell to strangers anyways. Nobody that was supporting me now on Instagram, especially, because I thought for sure I'd get Instagram sales. I got no sales off Instagram when I started the Methylene Blue Train. Nobody supported it. And at first I was like, fuck you guys. But I thought about it, I was like, if they would have supported me and I just rely on those sales, it's kind of like the door-to-door salesman who, like, the first thing they do when they're doing solar, they get into selling knives. That was the big one. We got out of high school. Cutco hired everyone. Yeah, they hired them to sell knives. You sell to your family, and then now you got to go sell to strangers. That's usually where it fell off. So you just milked your family for it's like, don't get mad when your friends aren't supporting you. They might just be, but also, like, you got to give them a little social proof. You got to give them a little proof of concept. Like, what are you doing that's going to actually make them believe in you?
Yeah.
So you're just asking them to support your business to get you off the ground. That's not going to fucking make you win.
Yeah.
You need to go learn how to sell to strangers, you know? So don't fret if your people aren't supporting you, you know? It's like, you don't need to support. You should support your friends' business. I always will. But what I'm saying is, like, you don't need to get mad at people for not supporting you. You need to give them a reason to support you.
Yeah.
Me and Brett were just talking about that. Like, massively.
Dude, he's a killer at that too. Brett is like, and Harry too. They're both just like awesome about, like, there's this one guy who we both know. He started a protein business, and obviously Harry and Brett have a protein company or brand, and he just buys it because he's like a young dude coming up, and Brett, I just see it at the house one day. I'm like, because he just sees a young dude hustling. He's like, dude, yeah, I'll support. I don't care, you know.
Exactly.
It's a superpower in a way.
Yeah.
Because in Hormozy talks about this, where he's like, if you start a business and your friends ask for discounts, maybe get a little cue, because he something like to the effect of, your friend should pay more, or your friend should be willing to pay more.
That's the way it should be. 100%. They should 100%. And, like, but at the same time, I don't like getting anything for free, so they've never had to pay. I don't let them pay. I catch these fuckers, I catch them putting in orders. I catch them and I refund it immediately. So there's the other side of the coin with that. But I definitely don't think you should rely on your friends to purchase from your business. Just grow, learn how to sell to strangers. That's what you have to do, and it's not hard. Like I said, you just literally need to work.
Yeah,
it's not a skill issue. It's a work ethic issue. 9 times out of 10. I've never seen someone give something their all and come up short. I'm dead serious. And, like, when we talk about maybe, like, fighting, someone give them their all and they end up top 10. Okay, but still, I've never seen someone give their all, their absolute all, and not end up the top 1% in the world at their craft.
Yeah.
Bottom fucking line. It always comes down to work ethic. The problem is you think you've done enough and you think you deserve shit. The cool thing about me, I never think I deserve shit. Ever. I fucking don't, dude. I hate it. So it's like, awesome. Like, that gave me that chip on my shoulder. And I think Hormozy talks about that. He said a multi-millionaire is usually going to have a sense of superiority, which I guess you could say maybe I do in a little bit, because I do think I'm combat proficient. I've done 10 years of the fucking shittiest training of my life, face shatter, everything. So I definitely do think I deserve more, but a little insecurity too, where you're like, all right, fuck, like, maybe I don't, I'm not as good as them. Like, I sit next to Eric, I sit next to Noah. Bro, have fun sitting in a car with them, or like hanging out with them for a week. You'll feel like a piece of shit. These guys are dialed in. They're top of the food chain. So I'm like a little insecure around them. And then the third thing is delayed gratification. Like, can you put shit off? Which I can. And I truly believe, like, that's part of the success story right there. But you got to have that, like, little bit of chip on your shoulder. And it's just, it makes, like, the world, like, it doesn't make magic happen, but it's going to come down. It's going to make you drive harder because you don't think it's good enough. And that's what champions have. They don't have that off button. They never feel good enough. They never feel perfect. They're chasing perfection, knowing they'll never get it, but they want it. And that's what I took from fighting. There's so many things I took from fighting, put it into business. It just works easily. Big one. Like I tweeted about, offense wins fights, defense wins belts. You could go ahead and find a good strategy on sales, maybe a good copy, maybe one good product, and that will win you a little bit of money. That's cool, but can you become wealthy? That's going to be defense, and that is saving. That is being smart with your money. That is you being the truth, you being a true champion, and actually being good at business and be able to replicate it over and over again. I love the stories of everyone's like, I made everything and I lost it all. I'm like, that's what I want. Like, I don't want to lose it all, but I want to be able to do it again. And that's why me and Eric are on a new venture, starting from the ground up. I don't even think we're gonna post it through our personal brands. I don't want to. I want to grow it. I want to. I want to learn it inside and out. And I want to become a professional in business. I'm an amateur in business, dude. I'm not pro at all. I'm literally learning everything, but I want to be a professional in business. My craft now, so I know what to do right. I know how to like basically get good products to people and like be a good human being, and like it's rewarding. But I want to be so good at business that I can build that generational wealth, and that's the goal right now.
I mean, there's so many correlations between fighting and probably anything in life, to be honest. Just the idea of Jocko Willink always talks about how combat, like war, which is war is like the pinnacle of human, like it's the most dire consequences. And then honestly under that's probably combat, like MMA combat. And there's so many like extrapolations that you can take and just, I mean, literally anything. And I have it in the context of jiu-jitsu, but just like strategizing going all out in a fight and losing, getting your head shattered. Okay, well, are you going to take that as a data point? Are you going to sulk? Are you going to be a little tiny bitch about it? Are you going to understand what happened? Are you going to change things? And
Yes.
And you take an L in business. It's the exact same principle. I always say the human condition is not unique. The circumstances are. So like we all have the same or some variation of the same experience as human beings.
Yeah.
Just the circumstances and like the actual minutia of those experiences are different, but it's pretty much the same, dude. And you can extrapolate that even in your own life from fighting to business.
Yeah. 100%. In my fight career, like especially as an amateur, we were fighting the #1 amateur organization in the world, Tough Enough. Best of the best go there. I think like their UFC turnover rates fucking insane from amateur to pro. And most amateurs are shin guards, headgear. This is 4-ounce glove. I fought in front of 16,000 people multiple times. You know what I mean? With some of the best amateurs in the world. And so as I'm fighting for them, I could have padded my record. I could have done it like, you know, like just fought easy guys and built up, took the right fights like everyone does, strategy. They take the winnable fights, win. You build it up that way. And we didn't do that. We kept going undefeated guys who are better than me, guys who have been training longer. And in the moment, it sucks so bad to lose, but being a 30-year-old man and looking back, it's like, holy fuck, thank the Lord. Yeah. Thank the Lord I did that. Like, because that first time I lost that 10 grand in business, the first time I fucked up and I lost 20 grand in business, you know, and it's like those big losses. I can literally sit there and go, was this worse than that close decision loss in front of your family when you trained for months and months and months and you did everything right, but you just still couldn't edge it out? Like, nah, that wasn't as bad. And I was like, all right, cool. Like, you can revert from this. And you don't want to get good at losing, because I see guys who get comfortable with losing. It's still the most uncomfortable feeling in the world, but you got to get good in losing as the fact of, like, you get good at what happens after you lose. Yeah. Not good at losing, like, in the act of losing, getting good at turning that loss into a win. And I fucking have that superpower. I'll tell you right now, if I ever lose, I fucking make 2x back. I don't know why. I don't know how. It's a shit superpower. Because, you know, you got to lose a little bit.
Got to lose, dude.
Yeah, but I have that superpower. I can turn a loss into a win, and it's not anything special. I wasn't fucking born with it. It was just me not caring about what people thought about me not caring, like, if I lost the result, but me just really wanting to be better. And that's the thing. A lot of people care, and they want to win. And in business, people want that business record. They want their first business to be $1 million business. I was ready for fucking Meraki to tank every single day.
Yeah.
Any 3-letter org comes and they shut Meraki down, guess what I have tomorrow?
Yeah.
Brand new fucking business.
Yeah.
I promise you it's going to win. I promise you. We could lose on this one. I will win on the next one. If we lose on that one, I'll win on the next. Lose on that one, we'll win on the next. And that's like, you fail.
Attrition.
You fail when you stop. It's endurance. You know what I mean? That's what my grandma said before she passed. She was like, you need to work on your endurance. I remember she told me that and it fucking stung.
From a fighting context?
Yeah. I wasn't even winded.
From your grandma?
Yeah. She was like, you look a little tired at the round. You need to work on your endurance. Meanwhile, I'm like throwing like 20, 40 shots, you know, as hard as I can. And I was just like, you know what, Grandma?
Grandma's out here hitting a bag pretty hard.
Yeah. My grandma's a G, dude.
That's awesome.
My grandma, the last Christmas we had together before she passed, she chipped my tooth because I was talking shit. She's an Irish lady. And I was like, you're too slow.
That's the Irish. Yeah, that's Irish in you.
I was like, you're too slow, lady. And I kind of got in her face. I was like, what are you going to do? You know I'm faster than you. And she was looking at me, boom, and she snapped the jab like cobra tongue, and my mouth was open and it clattered, and part of my tooth came out, and I was like, I fucking love you, fucking love you, rest in peace. Awesome. Yeah.
Did you as far as I understand, didn't you have like a Medal of Honor recipient or something like that in your family? Yeah.
So Hammer and Hank Elrod. We're also related to Davy Crockett. We're related to Hatfield and McCoys. So I am as American can fucking be.
Yeah.
And I'll get into that. But yeah, we have my great uncle or great cousin, some shit like that. But yeah, he's direct bloodline. We have a warship named after us. And yeah, if you want to, I carry actually in my bag, I have the USS Elrod patch.
Wow.
I always carry it with me because, like, yeah, you have a hard day, you're having a bad day. I was like, this motherfucker got shot down twice, you know, and then
what was it? Do you know his story? Do you know how he got it?
Yeah, dude, he's on History Channel. We were watching one day and they were talking about his battle, and I think it was Wake Island, and he basically was a fighter pilot. He was shooting down planes. I think he crash landed. Then he had another battle. He was on an island, and they got ambushed, and they were taking fire from every side, and he hit the most Elrod thing ever. He kind of just said, fuck it, started yelling and shooting, shot a hole through the Japs, got his troops out through that hole, was losing, or he ran out of ammo. He would drop his gun, pick up the Japs guns, shoot his way through, and he was going, got everyone out safely. He got hit in crossfire and died. First Congressional Medal of Honor, World War II.
Wow.
Yeah,
posthumous. Wow.
Yeah, so what am I going to bitch about? The fuck? What do I have to bitch about?
Dude, that's awesome. I absolutely love particularly American military history.
Me too.
I just had a guy on named Dakota Meyer.
Okay.
He was he's still alive, which is incredible because like I think the number is like 90% of Medal of Honors are posthumously awarded like after like they die in the act. So just like sort of the same deal. I was like sitting there talking to him and just thinking about it. I'm like, the perspective that you have in terms of the day-to-day loss or like the day-to-day failure, like getting, dude, honestly, even like as bad as the loss was for you that like kind of got your Meraki, like getting hit in the head a bunch of times.
Yeah.
It really does, like compared to your great uncle or whatever, it doesn't matter. Like that's so, it's just hard to put into words. It adds perspective for their life for sure, but even thinking about it adds perspective in my life because I'm like, okay, this guy did this in this situation, and I have this thing that's happened to me that I think is so bad. Let me take a step back, and I'm like, oh, okay, no, we're actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's Who Moved My Cheese too.
Yeah.
People get comfy. There's a book called Who Moved My Cheese. But the moral of the story is, and I saw this at the pool every year. It was so funny. When I worked at the pool, we were making money fucking partying in a pool, basically. Like, I'm a server at a pool. It's like beautiful music.
In Vegas, too. That's probably pretty chill.
I was doing great there, too. Like, before I got into construction, that's what I did. And it was amazing. And every year, the manager would have a breakdown and throw a fit because numbers were down or something. Or every 2 years, we get new management. And they come in, they throw a fit, change everything. And the girls would throw this bitch fit. And I remember just being like, dude, we get paid so much money to party. Like, oh, okay, we have rules now. Like, okay, fine, fuck it. Like, let's just adapt and keep going. And I came up with the idea in my head one day because we were doing that. And I remember I was mad. It was like 110 degrees outside. I was like, fuck this. They're not going to let us sit down in the break room. Because we would take breaks to go sit, and they're like, you're not allowed to do that. You're on the clock. And I remember like, what the? Throwing a fit. And I was like, yo, like, you're getting paid to party at a pool. Like, shut up. The other part of it, too, I was like, just do the video game method. And I remember, like, I think it was called, the new Call of Duty came out. In the beginning of every Call of Duty game, it always started like this. It was like a battle over top, and then it would, like, arrow, not fisheye. Anyways, it would come in from the top, the camera angle. Third person.
Yeah.
Third person down into you, and then you go first person in the middle of a war. That
I know
dude's
exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, that dude's probably been in a war for like 7 days of gunfire, and he's probably just at his wit's end. But when you're fresh, you come in and you just land in the character. You're eager. You're like, let's tackle the fucking thing. So I'd be like, okay, here's the story. We just got to here. You just lost your privilege to sit down on fucking break. But I was like, come in, act like you're the main character right now. Boom, be eager to tackle this. And I was like, holy shit. Like, it just reset my mentality. I was like, yeah, let's do that. And I do this so many times in a day. I'm like, fuck, I got fucking so many emails. Da-da. And I'll be like, okay, hey, come down. Here you are. Here's what's happened. Here's what's been accomplished. Cool. You're already starting here. Here's what the goal is. Go. Like, this is chapter 1. And you could do that in your life. You could literally zoom down, come in and be like, hey, this is chapter 1. Every book, you got a preface. You got chapter 1. It's going to be rising action, big conflict. You have the thing, then following action after. Treat your life like that. And the cool thing is, you're going to have 1 million books in your life. Or, I'm probably not 1 million.
1 million pages, yeah. I mean,
Let's take methylene blue. You'll live forever. But no, but like, honestly, it's like, that's what you can do. So you like every chapter, you could restart. It's a whole new book. It's a whole new segment of your life. And when shit's like, oh, I'm just so fed up. It seems like so much. You're at wit's end. Just take a breath, come in and just do that little reset. It's a little mental trick,
Yeah, we were talking, me and Noah, yesterday about like the gamification of life and all that, and how you almost, in a way, there's a quote I love. It's champions act like champions before they're champions, and it's
correct.
It's kind of, Noah brought up the point of like method acting. It's almost like you're method acting as the person you want to become until you like become that person, essentially.
How many champions have we like heard say that? How many people had that weird confidence and self-belief that you're like, okay, and then they went and did it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I did that too. So I watched this video on YouTube, and the guy goes, he did the lemon trick. He goes, close your eyes, picture a lemon, the brightest, juiciest lemon ever. And picture that lemon being so juicy, like it's about to pop with lemon juice. Cut that lemon up into quarters, okay? Like big, juicy slices of lemon, and it's just dripping. Now, visualize you putting that lemon in your mouth and chewing it. Now, chew not just the lemon juice and the meat, but like the pulp and like the grind and everything. Chew through the whole entire lemon. And he goes, is your mouth watering? And you go, yeah. And he goes, okay, so your subconscious doesn't know what's real or fake. Your conscious understands that you're thinking about a lemon that's not real, but your subconscious just knows there's a lemon. Now, here's the crazy part. You start to salivate to digest a fake lemon that wasn't even there.
Wow.
And that's because your subconscious is so strong, it can create a bodily reaction for something that's not even real. So how many people walk around dating and they're like, oh, I got to be realistic. And, oh, I could have this bad thing happen. And they visualize always the worst scenario. And we're humans. It's survival versus success. Well, we're wired for survival. And the best way for us to be survivalists is to identify problems. And Hormozy does that. He backward works things. Like, if you want to be successful, don't think of things you have to do. Think of things that you should not do that would keep you from being successful. So Or Mosey would do the backwards methodology with that. And then the same exact thing when you're visualizing things. If you visualize just the negative, which is so easy. And I mean, I'm telling you, sign up for a fucking fight. It's a lot easier to talk about fighting on Twitter, but like when you actually sign a contract, you know a guy's training to whoop your ass. You're going to think about him every fucking 5 seconds from the time you're awake till the time you fall asleep. The last thing you think about is you fighting. First thing you think about in the morning is you have a fight coming up. And it's so easy for you to be like, oh, fuck, what if this? What if I gas? What if I zig when I'm supposed to zag? What if he is strong? What if he's taller than me? What if he's faster than I think? And if you allow those thoughts to come in, and they're natural, okay? So you're human. They're going to come in. If you allow them, though, to, you're subconsciously programming yourself to fucking lose. Because when the lights come on and one bad thing happens, your subconscious is going to be like, yeah, we've played this 1,000 times. Our bodies reacted 1,000 times. You're going to stiffen up and you're going to fucking fail in the lights. People, they call them like champions in the gym, and they always fail in the lights. Like they get shucked. It's a subconscious problem.
We call that in baseball, in college, we'd call it fall Americans.
Yeah.
Because they'd be like, and it actually happens all the time.
Fall Americans.
Yeah, like because it's a spring sport. So like in the fall, they'd hit like 400 with 10 nukes against our team.
Yep.
And then, or white line fever is another one, where you're really good in practice, but you get between the white lines and it's like, what's going on? It's an interesting concept to ponder on, because it is, the limit thing is very interesting.
Yep.
Because I read this book called Mental Game of Baseball, and it was a lot of it was about visualization and the power of visualization.
Yep.
And also some of the, I'm gonna forget them like off the top of my head, but just like some of the best pitchers ever all had these sort of the same thread was throughout their life or their routines and stuff like this. They would have these like visualization practices that were kind of like independent of each other. It's not like they knew that they were all doing it, but it's something that like all the greats do. I mean, you see McGregor, dude, with the Aldo fight. That's probably one of the best examples ever. Mm-hmm. Before the fight, have you seen that video?
Yeah.
Where he's like doing, and he literally does the exact move.
Backstep, boom, left hand, yeah.
The exact move that happens like 11 seconds into the fight, and it's like, you're gonna tell me that doesn't play a part? I don't know 100%. About that.
No, it does. The power of visualization is real. You call it the law of attraction. I personally believe there's a lot more magic in this world than we see. There's just too much weird shit. That's why I throw 222 on shit, and it is the fucking most cringe shit when I look at it on the outside. But there's a lot more magic in this world, and we don't understand it. And I'm not gonna tell you I understand it. I never try to quantify it, and I never try to be like, oh, well, I'm a fucking Virgo, and my body score, whatever, my human diagram. No, I don't give a fuck about that, but I am aware, like, there's synchronicities, there's certain shit that happens. Maybe the hydrogen collider fucked us, I don't know, but like, there's weird shit that happens. And for me as a logical human being to look at these things and be like, okay, I'm gonna ignore them because it's not like quantifiable or it's not data that I can take in, would be illogical because of how many times it's happened to me. Like, I have the craziest fucking coincidences in my life where I'm like, all right, like, there's something weird going on. And that's cool. And, like, I've had things with, like, dreams and, like, seeing my grandma and my dreams that were, like, it wasn't a fucking dream. It was just too real. And I don't care. And, like, I can get judged for it. I don't give a shit. Like, maybe you don't have that, or maybe you think it's fake. And, like, I'm going to choose to believe that because I'm a logical human being. I have enough evidence. I can't ignore it. And that's that. But it's same thing with visualization. You can either think it's magic, or you can also understand what I just told you. Your subconscious has control over your fucking body. Program that bitch. And that's what I did. I literally knew I had my subconscious program because I would always have dreams of me getting in fights or running away and I'm falling, or I can't punch, I have pillow hands. And I was doing like affirmations in the mirror. I was visualizing. I was reading about Muhammad Ali. I was watching Muhammad Ali videos. I would do like actual meditations. And one night I had a dream and I beat the shit out of this guy in my dream. Okay. First time ever I was in a dream and I was just like whooping his ass.
Wake up, just literally.
I woke up and I just knew it. I was like, I'm on, my subconscious and my conscious are on track now. And I could tell. And then that's when I started winning fights too. Like after that, it was like, cause when I walked in there, it wasn't like, and like nervous and like my fight or flight. I was just like, oh yeah, I'm going to win this. There's no doubt. And if you can really play to win and play to not lose, that's when you can be successful as fuck. That's when you take the big shots and that's when you win. And there's a big difference between that. You know what I mean? So yeah, I believe it's a little more magic than fucking just like, I truly believe the universe will move out of your way when you're on your path and you truly believe in your stuff. But if not, then we can just break down the science. And it's like, how are you going to tell me logically, like if you're subconsciously a little bitch, you're going to be a man when the fucking time's right? No, it's not happening.
Yeah, I mean, I think back to McGregor because I think Khabib and McGregor are two of they're like the antithesis in a way, but there's a lot of relations. I'm just now thinking about this for the first time because of what you just said. So like McGregor's obviously way more outspoken. He's on like one end of the spectrum in terms of like
they're opposites, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
They're opposites.
But they both had surety. They both had assuredness and certainty in themselves and in their abilities. Because like Khabib would tell you like I'm gonna smash your boy, but it wasn't as like
It wasn't shit talking.
Yeah, it wasn't as like flamboyant and
the
obnoxious.
Daghestanis, yeah, fucking Chechens.
People talk shit on Conor McGregor. People talk shit on Deion Sanders, and I've talked about this before. I'm more inclined to root for the Habibs, for the Bo Jacksons, for the like the Mike Trouts, the people that are just like sort of they go about their business, and then they just perform. For some reason, I'm just more inclined to root for them. But I understand, and I love the McGregors because you need those. And the other thing is, like, without McGregor, how much money would Habib would have made? How many people would have saw Habib's fights? So you need that battle. But the thing I'm realizing now is they were on the opposite ends of the spectrum in terms of delivery or maybe personality or temperament. But they both 100% had certainty.
Yeah.
They had, like, the surety of self.
The supervillains and the superheroes share all the same qualities. And it's kind of like there's a square hole and there's a circle hole. And the tube that you have will fit into the square hole, but it's meant to fit in the circle hole. And it's kind of like that's the way they go about it, is one's fitting the other one into a different hole. They're both confident. They both believe in what they're doing is right. Like, you could look at Thanos. Like, Thanos thought he was saving the world. Every supervillain usually has great intentions, you know, in the movies at least, you know, and everybody has that, like, conviction, and no one's just, like, usually malicious. And that's why a great villain is one that you understand why they're doing it, and it's almost not even personal at that point.
Dude, Thanos, I actually thought about that recently. Like, he might be one of the better villains ever in cinema.
He's fucking stupid though, because you snap your finger, 50%'s gone, but then they repopulate in like 2 generations. You gotta snap your finger again. Like,
he wasn't thinking it out.
Dummy, dude. He did not think long term. It was a short term vision there, Bubba.
Yeah. Dude, I went on an Avengers kick in college. This is funny. So I'd seen Iron Man.
Yep.
And all my buddies were. I thought the Avengers were like legitimately lame. I was like, dude, you guys actually watch this?
Yeah.
Went and watched Infinity War.
Oh, here goes fucking hell Twitter.
Dude, Infinity War.
Get off my ass. Yeah. Get off my fucking... Hell Twitter's dying. Get off my ass.
Dude, Infinity War, I watched that. The only other movie I'd seen was Iron Man. So nothing made sense. I was like, I don't know any of this.
Yeah.
That summer, I watched all of the Avengers movies, and we're kind of getting like, I don't know. This is a little bit of a tangent, but all that to say, the Avengers movies, if you watch them or the Marvel Universe movies, if you watch them in chronological order up until Endgame, it's a pretty freaking crazy story.
Bro, fictional, non-fictional, right? You can take power from either. And I like having fictional fucking superheroes in my head. I like modeling my life after fictional people because they're capable of what non-fictional is not capable of. Because a human has limits, technically. A fucking cartoon character doesn't. But the mind is all powerful. And like Goku. Goku was some dude's imagination. Like, so that's Akira Toriyama's like imagination right there. But that guy is like...
Pokemon?
No, it's Goku's like Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, I've never watched Dragon Ball Z.
So no, I'm just playing. But I talk shit about get off my ass. But no, but like what my point is, so I'm wearing an Alexander the Great chain. Alexander the Great is probably my biggest hero, like my biggest hero to heart. I love his story. I relate to it so much. His dad laid the foundation, did all the work, did the impossible, but then he took it to the next level. I have a great dad. He laid my fucking foundation. I was telling Brett about it. I didn't know my dad was successful until I was like 25.
Wow.
Because he fucking raised me like we were poor. Now, we had a great house and we took great trips and stuff like that, but like this guy's fucking rewashing Ziploc baggies. Anytime I played a sport, I wanted the best cleats. He got me the fucking cheapest shit in the world. He always bought me cheap school supplies. Bought me the cheapest shit in the world because he was so cheap and frugal. But he made me work for everything. I had chores. Like, I wasn't just getting shit. Like, we got one present on Christmas. It was cool as our Santa present. And then that was like awesome. And my mom would spoil me a little bit. You know, she'd give me more shit. And I remember just being like, my dad's a dick. And looking back, of course, like every other cliche story, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so grateful for it. But like literally Alexander's dad was like that, like fucking built the empire, united Greece to go invade Persia and then died. And Alexander the Great took it though. He wasn't a spoiled brat and fumbled the fucking bag. He took it, led the front line, and that's why he's so fucking famous. Because even though he built the foundation, I saw someone post on Twitter, they're like, oh, Steve Jobs, Warren Buffett, and it showed like their mom or their dad throwing $200,000, $300,000 in the business idea. And I was like, yeah. If I gave you $200,000 right now, you'd fucking fumble it. Shut up. There's so many people who get $200,000 and they fumble it. These guys are great. Stop trying to demean it to make yourself feel fucking better because your ego's crushed because you're not doing enough and you fucking know it. And you go home and you look in the mirror and you feel like a piece of shit and then you point fingers at people doing better than you. Never do that. I've never done that. I love people who are doing better than me. That's why I love Miami. Go to Miami. I feel like a bitch. I feel broke. I'm like, yes, we need to go do this. I need to do more. I need to do more.
People did that for Trump. I mean, I remember in high school when he got elected, he was like, what was he saying? People were like the $1 million loan thing. And I remember being like some just overly political high schooler thinking I knew shit. And I'm like, I remember telling people if you got $1 million, you would be broke. Like,
exactly.
It's
Exactly.
It's not what you think it is.
Yeah. And so, but to relay it all back in is like a fictional character versus a non-fictional character is the same thing, because I don't know Alexander the Great. I know what he accomplished, but we're also going on word of mouth stories. We don't even know if they're true. I mean, there's a lot of references, so most likely it is true what he did. But at the end of the day, this is a fictional guy in my fucking head.
Yeah.
And I make him probably better in my head than what he really was.
Yeah.
Like, he's fucking Alexander the Great in my head. But that's what I look forward to. And anytime I have a tough time or anything, I'd like to think, like, what the fuck would they do? Like, so do that. Be a champion. And that's the other thing, too. I have that superpower is when shit goes very, 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 very bad, I can always just bring it back in. I can remove myself from the external and go, how does the internal need to act? Because no matter what, excellence is a fucking attitude. And so if you can carry that attitude, even if you don't get the result and it's bad and everything like that, if you carry yourself well, it's a fucking win. And how many times do you see people lose, but they don't really lose? They fucking win. You know what I mean? They really win. And I like to think I've done that a lot. I've lost, but I didn't really lose. Like, it's a win. And so that's why I'm like cool with the fictional character. I'm cool with like having people who are doing better than me and being around me. And yeah, I actually got a funny
story.
Yeah, I got a funny fucking story. Last year, so we were in debt, obviously, like massive debt just 12 months ago, 30K in debt. I was working full time and like we just stayed in debt. And I was like making sure my girlfriend was living comfy, make sure she wasn't stressed. And I was cool with that debt. And I was like, I'm the man. I'll carry that fucking stress. And so we went to a dinner. We went to Salt Bay's new restaurant in Vegas for my buddy Michael Sheedy's birthday. And I order off the menu. I ordered the $30 burger. It was the cheapest thing on the menu. I was like, cool. I think it was like a half a burger too. It was so fucked.
Yeah.
And I ate it. And I was like, awesome. And then everyone's getting gold fucking covered steaks, all shit. And the bill comes. And I'm with my buddy Michael has a great network. I'm with all these entrepreneurs. I'm with the owner of Raw Fitness in Vegas. I'm with a custom motorcycle designer. I'm with 2 loan officers. Everyone's doing fucking great things. And I'm over there just working construction.
Yeah.
And they decided, we'll just split the bill. And I got a $700 bill for dinner. And I fucking remember, like, it hurt so bad. It hurt so fucking bad. And then it's like last night, like, you know, or like we went out to dinner and the bill's like $500. And it's like, I can pay for my friends' meals. Yeah. Best feeling in the world.
Dude,
best feeling.
I noticed that. I noticed that you did that, and that's
because it feels good. I'm gonna always do that. Yeah,
it's cool, man.
It's like it's very selfish. It's not because I like you guys.
There's that idea of like, there's the idea of me and my buddy Matt Worthington were talking about this. He was talking about how he loves giving gifts.
Yeah,
but he doesn't like sometimes he finds it hard to receive gifts. But then he realizes he's depriving. If you take a step back, if you don't accept a gift that somebody's genuinely giving you, you're depriving them of the joy that you get from giving them the gift.
That's facts.
Which is interesting.
To tie it in, so because I'm bragging a little bit now, but I was just saying is like I didn't get mad at this situation. I literally told myself I was like, this is a $700 course that you paid to like be in their presence. Don't hate them. Don't be mad at them. They should be paying for this, not me. I work construction. He just posts online. I never did that. I was just like, okay, cool. Like fuck, that sucked. Do better. You know. But just wrap that in.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a. You pay the price, dude. You pay the price. You have to pay your dues. And I've noticed. I mean, dude, I've done that before. I'm not like I am so far from a position. I'm a nobody essentially. Like I'm so far from a position of like any hierarchical value and all this stuff. You pay. You should pay. There should be a barrier. There should be a wall to get it in with people that are going to bring. Yeah, exactly, 100%.
Because if not, you're not capable of it.
It's the initiation of a gang, more or less. I mean, not to like that extent, but you definitely have to pay your dues.
Prove to me you haven't made 3,000 bad decisions last year and why you're not doing good. You know, like, prove to me. Like, how can you? Like, that's the truth. That's the honest truth. And that's what I did. I always prove to people, you know, like, hey, I can work hard. I've done things. There's certain accomplishments, you know. Like when you tell someone you fight in a cage, like that's a pretty easy, you know, entry into he's capable of, you know, like doing hard work and delayed gratification, all the good things that make someone good, you know, and fucking judge people, you know. That's the thing. I'm tough on everyone around me, you know, like I demand greatness from them. If you're gonna be around me, like, cause I'm not gonna go to this grave fucking normal. I'm not going to the grave average. We're gonna be great, and I can't afford to have you next to me if you're not great. I can either coddle you, I can remove myself from you, you know, or I could demand greatness from you. And if I was acting normal around someone who was great, I'd want them to just demand greatness from me. Like, sit next to Noah for a fucking week, dude. Yeah. You can't fuck up. Yeah. And it's not about, it's not like he's like a teacher or anything like that. It's just the kid's so fucking competent. The kid's so knowledgeable. The kid's so good at everything he does, you know what I mean? He inspires you. And if you fuck up, he calls you on it. If he didn't call me on shit, I'd be upset, you know what I mean? Like, and the other side of the coin is we'll call him on shit too, you know what I mean? Like, we all like literally keep each other in check, but that's what you're supposed to do. You know, if you can get that brother, and everyone's like, how'd you get this? You know, they always ask me, because like I look back, I'm like, I'm so fucking grateful for these guys. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for Brett, Harry, Eric, fucking Nupro, Noah, everyone just be around them all the time, keep me in check. But they're like, how do you get that? It's like, be fucking worthy. These guys wouldn't have hung out with me 3 years ago, maybe because I was a fucking professional cage fighter. That's cool as shit, but still, like, what does that even mean? You know, you have to have more than one skill. You know, you got to be a competent person all around. And so that's what I did. And that's like the gamification of everything in life. Like, level up all your fucking skills. You know what I mean? And so I had this moment where I was watching Sean O'Malley win in Miami. We went to the fight.
That's when he won the belt?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he beat Cheeto. And I was like, dude, this is so awesome. But like, that's all I ever wanted. I was like, you know what though? Like, I don't want to be the gladiator. Like, I want to be a king. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm so good at that too. And I'm good at fighting. I'm still going to fight. I'm not done. But like, I want to be a fucking king. And it made me change the way, because I used to look at McGregor and like, oh, he lost it and he made, you know, all this money and everything. But like, bro, he went from gladiator to king. Put some respect on his name.
He went from being dirt broke to, I think he even said this. He said, I've lost my mind in this game, but it'll be worth it when my wife has whatever is a different car for
every day of the week. My mom's
and like you extrapolate the consumer, like materialistic side of that. I think it's more or less just the lesson there is the providing. Like, he literally went from, this is what I'm talking about. People like talk shit about that. Or a good example is with Live, the golf tournament. People were talking shit on the people leaving PGA Tour to go to Live.
Okay.
Because I don't know if you're familiar with that. Live is like backed by like just a ton of Saudi money. And so these golfers were getting like $100 million guarantees contracts. And people in America, like golf purists, were like, how could they do that? And I'm like, I guarantee you that nobody with more money than these people are being offered looked back at them and said, oh, I can't believe they said yes to $100 million. Stare $100 million in the face and then make that decision.
There's principles, obviously, but like at the end of the day, what are you doing it for? So fighting, like that's what I had. That's where I drew the line. I realized this because it was martial arts for me and I loved it. But I was assimilating martial arts with UFC, and then I realized no, like this is fucking prize fighting. So everything I love about martial arts is still there. But then as soon as you cross it, is you're making it your career. Then you add the business side of it, and then you see how fighters are fucked, and it's prize fighting. It's so dirty. And that's where I was like, oh, the UFC belt was like my purpose in life. You know what I mean? I was like, I put prize fighting. I had it mixed up, like my definition of it. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to be a prize fighter. I'm a martial artist. I'm going to fight and train till I die. Like I can't go more than 10 minutes without thinking about how to steal someone's consciousness. Like constantly thinking about it. I just love it. I don't know why. I'm like autistic as fuck. But I can't stop thinking about it. And I love everything about it. I love what it's done for my life. I love, how hard it is, what it teaches you, how you become as a person. I also love being capable of it and like the game behind it, the competition, you know what I mean? But the prize fighting is different. It's not the best fighter is always the winner. And like the best fighter makes the most money and the best fighter gets what they deserve. If it was, that'd be awesome, but it's not it. So that's where I was like, cool. Like, what's my new goal? I was like, well, fuck fighting in Japan. Because that's like where I started watching Pride and fell in love with it. And I was like, man, and they have a culture around honoring their fighters. They treat them like celebrities and they pay them decent. And like the crowd is silent and they're there for the sport of it. I was like, you know what? Like, that's a lot better. Now, when it comes down to what you're doing it for, if I just want to be a prize fighter, I'm going to go where the money is. I'm not going to go where I want to go for that. So how are you going to tell people, like, it's the people who look at the way society is and they play a part in it, but then they complain about it. It's like, bro, it's the game.
Yeah.
Why are you arguing about the game? Just play the game. You're sitting on the sidelines bitching about how you don't want to play the game and the game's dumb, but you're on the game. You know how you get out of the game? You play the fucking game.
Yeah, you get in the arena.
It's not hard, you know what I mean? You don't have to sell yourself. Like, it's literally not like you have to do, like, treacherous shit to play the game.
Yeah.
Right now, we're in the best time ever. You can literally be the most authentic person that you can be. If I was a racist and I was on here, I probably was openly racist, I'd probably get fucking views. You know what I mean? Like, like not joking, locker room, like BS, like all my friends, like my buddy Justin from Chicago, how I make fun of him and he makes fun of me for being white. Like, that's different. But I was authentically like Sean Strickland, fucking racist.
Yeah.
I would get more views. So just be authentic. You don't have to sell your soul for shit nowadays. You know what I mean? You can make it. You can get out of the game. Like, and I'm close to that.
People crave that too. I think in the world where this is the double-edged sword of social media is it's so hard to balance because it can be the most inauthentic.
Yep.
But then, like I was saying, you, Eric, Noah, Harry, Brett, Carlisle, Luke, all these people are literally I met through because I and y'all decided to put stuff out into social media. Which you do it as authentically as you possibly can. I think that's the best way long term, just objectively to do it as authentically as you can. And then you find people that are aligned with you in that way.
Yep.
And that's just how it works. That's the beauty of social media, but it's also the downfall because it's a fine line to walk, you know?
It's a very fine line to walk, you know what I mean? And that's the game.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And it is, I mean, my fucking screen time's at like 9 hours right now.
Yeah.
And I don't even answer DMs. So it's like, that's how much I have to be on my phone. One, I do have to be present on Twitter, but also I see shit. Like I see trends, I see what's going on. And that's why I have a joke about like how Twitter's dead. But it is like, it's gotten like so toxic and bullshit that it's like, all right, like I'm stepping away from that. But the only reason I know those trends and we're moving away from them is because I pay attention. You know, if you want attention's currency, you know, if you want to make money, you got to just pay for it. And that way by paying attention. So that's like one of the easiest ways to level up. But yeah, dude, it is that fine line and it sucks and soul sucking. And I've had arguments with, you know, the lady back home about how much I'm on my phone. But, you know, it's if you're going to do it, at least get something out of it too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like 100%.
It's definitely a paradigm shift. We were talking about fictional characters and good dudes. Should we bring Erik
That's
in here?
the fiction, the mythical, the buffest man you've ever seen.
Literally.
Bro, he's built like a World of Warcraft character.
Bro, he was throwing up 335 yesterday. We were doing a bench workout and he's throwing up 335 and I'm like, what the heck? Look at this.
Yes, get in here.
What?
My name's Summon.
Yeah,
Yes,
come on, man.
the mythical creature, Erik.
Let me.
How long have you guys been running it for?
I've talked shit about you for 20 minutes
15
straight.
minutes.
Part 2?
Or 2, baby. I love the studio setup. It's such a different vibe than the Zoom podcast.
Oh, dude. Have you done it in person yet?
Nah, this is my first one.
Dude, Noah's yesterday was his first in person too.
No way.
I didn't realize that.
Really?
Dude, I've done this will be like my 73rd or 70 something episode.
73rd.
And I'd probably say I think 40 of them have been in person.
Damn.
Which is like, which I realize like even some of the people that we know that do pods, like that's just not it's not like good or bad, it's just kind of the way it is. Being in Austin definitely helps because people are here. Yeah, try to keep it a little
closer.
Yeah, probably like a hand or two away.
Can you do that again with your hands?
Right here.
Yay!
Bro, yo, wait till you see this clip of what
what'd you say?
What I said with
ancestral hunting.
I was talking
Putting
did I
meat in
tell
your
you about
mouth.
this?
No, what were you saying?
Dude, I was talking to Noah and we were talking about like the idea of like ancestral hunting and how I was saying something how like your primary like goal or objective was like everything you thought about was how you can get your hands on meat and then put it in your mouth. And I'm like,
You're like, wait a minute.
You caught yourself?
that's gay.
Did you say that on the pod?
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Is what it is.
Let me give the introduction here.
Dude,
The-
intro Erik. Do you want to intro Erik?
I'll intro Erik right
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Let's
That's
go.
my
What's
business
up?
partner,
Yeah.
baby.
Here we go.
Yes. Welcome
Just
to the
shits on him.
Yeah. Welcome to the Tyro experience here. We have Erik Kier. Okay, Erik is the owner of Base Supplements, the highest grade Shilajit on the market. Lab tested, it's triple verified, straight from the source, clean, no heavy metals, no ppms of that, no Prop 65 warning, nothing, okay? On top of that, he is a real life World of Warcraft character. I've posted the side by sides. His forearm to wrist to hand ratio is ridiculous, okay? He benches like 365 with the best arch in his back that makes even the wildest stripper go jealous. Erik Kier, my friend.
Wow, welcome to the
dox
show,
me too
Erik.
much.
Yeah, welcome to the show, bro.
Yeah.
No, that's true. Literally can confirm that yesterday you were putting me to shame at bench. So
I mean, I have been
congrats.
doing that like every day for the past 3 years of my life, so.
It's impressive, dude.
Can I tell you how I met Erik?
Yeah.
So I was getting, when Meraki first blew up, I was getting like 10 fucking emails a week of like, hey, can we hop on a call? Hey, can we hop on a call? Most people just want to sell me something. So I was like, all right. And then Erik wanted to hop on a call. And I was like literally going to say no. And I was like, okay, what the fuck's he going to sell me on? So he gets on a call with me and he's like, yeah, he's like all monotone, kind of how Erik is. And he's just being calm. He's talking to me. I'm like, all right, like what's going on, bud? And like nothing phases him. He's like, just got a lot going on with my business. Like I'm kind of drowning. He's like, yeah, dude, basically I see where your trajectory is and you were where I was about 6 months ago. And you're just killing it. And just here's some tips on like where I was and what I did to get out of it. And he gave me like 3 fucking things and I put them straight in the business and my conversion rate went up like 2%. My income went up like 20% immediately.
Wizard stuff, bro.
And I was like, what the fuck? And then he's like, yeah, dude, we'll talk in a few weeks. I'm handling off some fulfillment stuff and then like I'll have some time back. And I was just sitting there like, this motherfucker didn't ask for anything,
Yeah.
nothing like that. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go be best friends with him. That's all.
Yeah.
Dude, that's sort of a similar thing. We got in a call like last October when you were already like crushing it. And I don't even remember. I was probably like episode 30. I didn't even ask you to come on the pod at that point.
Nah,
we just
that
got
was
on a call.
pre-pod.
Yeah, we just got on a call. And you too, that's why I'm saying that. Like coming
Yeah.
on the pod earlier, just nothing in return. Just wanted to talk, hang out, see what's going on, share your insights. That's it's pretty cool. I'm grateful for both of y'all for sure. Like that's a pretty damn cool thing to do.
Bro, you're just a Chad. You don't realize it yet. You're the nicest guy ever. And then you get in person, you're like, holy fuck, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
we all went back to the Airbnb last night. We were like, damn, Boone is a Chad.
All
He's
of you
effortless
fucks.
Chad.
Yeah, effortless Chad, dude. You just gotta be a little more polarizing your fucking
Yeah,
set,
dude.
Yeah.
Just find one group of people to hate. The Anons on Twitter, fuck them.
That's a
Fuck them.
Create the separation.
that's a dangerous road to go on.
I don't care. Yeah, fuck
No,
them.
I think somebody sent it. Jad sent in a picture of me like at a desk one time to that group chat.
Yeah.
And I had never really thought about it. It's kind of funny. I saw the picture. I'm like, wow, that does make me look huge. Like,
Yeah.
the desk just looks so small. And then Noah said something in the chat where he's like, he's LARPing as like a mild mannered podcast host. Or
Yes.
something.
Yeah.
I'm like, it was just funny. It was a good time. I was saying to you earlier, like, my dad's 6'5", 230.
Mine too. Fucker, mine's 6'5", 300, you
Oh,
know?
wow.
Yeah, I'm a runt, bro.
Dude, so my dad was super skinny. My dad was 168 when he graduated high school at 6'4". But
Wow.
my mom,
168 at 6'4".
he was a twig.
We weighed the
Wow.
same.
Yeah, straight up.
Holy shit.
But then from my mom's side, they're like, the men in her family are like 6 to 6'2", but they're like thick. So I kind of got the best of both of those worlds. But like my brother's 6'2" or 3", 200 pounds. So I'm around like big people. And my brother always tell me like, you don't know how big you are.
Yeah,
I'm
bro.
Like,
do you see the picture of us wrestling?
yeah, and then you took me down, you asshole.
Yeah, you
I
look
will
like a
take you
tower
down,
in that.
motherfucker. I got little man syndrome with you.
No, we need to get mats for sure. Like,
Yeah.
we should get some roles. And that's one of the things, I mean, you started training jiu-jitsu, I'm sure you know. And you wrestled too. So
He wrestled,
in
bro.
high
His
school.
his
got the
foundation's amazing.
Dude, I say this all the time. I used to make fun of wrestlers because I played baseball, and it was like they were like just kind of the weirdos in my opinion.
Yeah.
And now
Yeah.
I'm like, I wish that I wrestled. No, it's like that was just subjecting. Like, dude, the wrestlers are weird, bro. You're wearing these like
Wrestling does
leotards.
attract a certain type of athlete.
Blonde
Yeah.
hair, mullet, and likes to get naked in front of boys.
Yeah, pretty much, dude.
Dude, the straightest wrestlers are the gayest
Yeah,
wrestlers.
the ones that sit around naked in the locker room talking in a circle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
those
the
are the
best
wrestlers.
ones.
Those
Those
are
are
the
the Bo
best
Nichols of the
wrestlers.
world.
They're so comfy, bro. They're so comfy.
Talk to me about the freaking energy at Tropical Anabolism HQ. Like when y'all are down there, what's that like? It seems like it's pretty legit.
Survival of the fucking fittest.
It is. Minor disagreements turn into full-on scuffles, but that's how we grow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they become friends.
we talked about before, but I was like, yeah, like we understand the battles are on the outside, but we're men. So if we like, Noah talks shit to me when we drink, and then we go scuffle.
That guy talks shit.
Noah?
Yeah,
No.
you would be
What?
surprised, right?
Nice man, Noah.
Are you serious?
You know what? Here's the difference. I'd rather be a good man than a nice guy. Noah's a good man. He's a fucking dickhead. He's a
Yeah.
piece of shit.
Yeah.
Worst mustache I've ever seen in my life, but he's a good man. So,
Yeah, I was graduated to best mustache at Tropical Anabolism HQ. Actually,
Yeah.
Wow.
voted on by Twitter.
Really?
Yeah, well,
How
not
did he
not
take?
officially.
How did he
but
take that?
He was just like, bro, what?
He's got a good mustache. What?
He does have a good mustache.
Yeah.
Are you gonna have the beard forever? You think you'll ever go stash or what?
Bro, I have no jaw. This is makeup. Fuck off.
I want to see one day Vance shave his
I'll
beard.
show you guys pictures. It's bad, bro.
He probably wouldn't recognize you.
Yeah, it's bad. I look young.
Are you in the Masic grind?
What's that?
Masic gum?
Mastic?
Mastic, whatever.
No,
You say.
I have a little Josh, bro. So I think, dude, I told you I'm a runt. Like I literally am the product of modern day living. Like I should have been 6'4". I came out fucked up. I got IBS, OCD, like all these issues. But like literally, when I chew that, my temporalis muscle up here, whatever the fuck it's called, will pop off, and I'll get a light bulb head. So
Really?
I have to like literally chew like a certain way to hit my jaw. It's not even worth it. Like I try, but I'm
It's
just
like
like
training to become Mega Mind.
I just
grow
fucking
everything up.
I, I don't care as long as you can't fucking choke me and this chin lasts
Yeah.
with like a good right hand. I don't care how I look, but yeah, dude, I've tried.
The beard's good. The beard's good.
We're leaving it.
The beard can honestly do some wonders.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Fuck it,
Can
bro.
you grow a beard? Have you grown a beard?
I'm trying right now. The last time I tried to grow one was in college, but it was so like scraggly, I just shaved it off.
turns
But
out-
the beard does change the way that people interact with you.
100%.
In public,
Yeah.
I feel like people take me more seriously with the facial hair.
You look old. You just genuinely look older.
Significantly older. If you look back at that picture I sent you
Yeah.
from our podcast back in November, or not back in November.
I don't even remember when that was. January, December, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But I look like a child
Yeah.
in that.
And
I
that's
look like a
literally
child.
4 months ago.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild. The what was it? Oh, the picture I posted of like a while ago of like the Meraki before and after.
Yeah.
Of my forehead.
Bro,
The funny thing is, I remember that being posted and people like responded. They're like, all he did was shave his beard.
yes, dude.
But I'm like, no.
You look
And
good
on the
without a
guys
beard.
On Twitter are just the biggest beefers for no reason.
It was wild. But that actually was pretty wild transformation. But it was funny because now I look back and I'm like, okay, it definitely makes a difference the fact that I was like, that was the longest my beard's ever been and I just shaved. So it does look like a pretty fat transformation. That being said, I'm going to shamelessly plug Meraki right now.
Yeah.
I literally use that stuff every day. It's the best.
Wait till you see the new bombs. So
I'm excited.
Victor, I helped Victor formulate a bomb, and then he's gonna take it over, and I'm gonna help him grow it. And Noah the other day was like, "Hey, could I get that for my face?" And I was like, fuck you. Like, you know what I mean? No,
Yeah.
no, you're gonna use mine. But no, like honestly, like we're improving on some shit.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I told you, dude, I had the idea in my head, and a week later it was in jars being sold, and it was like Formula One. I was like, hey, I'll optimize it later. Ready, fire, aim. I didn't read the book, I read the cover. I fucking get it.
With the shipping issues and mail.
Yeah, and then we ran a 10K problem. So there's a little
Mine came perfect, so we're good.
Yeah, it was summertime, bro. I spent so much fucking money fixing that. But bottom line was, I was like, I'm gonna fucking fix it. And I remember it was like 4 months later, I was reading reviews, people telling me, I was like, bro, I kind of nailed this first try. Like a little bit of luck, honestly.
Yeah.
Like nailed it first try. It was good.
You need that every once in a while. It's better to be what does it say, lucky than good sometimes.
Fuck
But for
that,
you,
yeah.
have you don't have to get into like the details of it. Have you had any like mishaps or anything with base that have been sort of like detrimental in a way?
Yeah, all the time. At least twice a month.
You just got
There's
kicked off
always-
Facebook. I got kicked off Google.
My ad account literally just got disabled 4 days ago.
2 base.
And like back a few months ago, I would think it's the end of the world, but I faced this so many times. Like I know I'll get over it.
Yeah.
Making less money for like 4 days happens.
Yeah, it's in the likelihood of that being the last time. Actually, with certainty, that will not be the last time that ever happens if you stay in business. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That's going to happen
Yeah.
over and over and over.
But you
again.
got to build that callous to mishaps happening all the time in your business and just be like, fuck it, I'll figure it out.
What was like the first one for you? Do you remember like the Moo situation with him? Is there an equivalent for you? Like early on?
Yeah, if I think back, we were producing our own jars. And once the scale reached a point where I wasn't able to do it myself, I had to scramble first to hire people. And then when the sales were skyrocketing so much that the people that I hired from my fraternity couldn't handle the inventory production anymore, I was like, fuck, I need to scramble and get my 3PL co-packer that I work with now. So like the problems just come as your business grows. And
Yeah.
like I could think back to a million things, like even in the past like few weeks, ad account going down, like shit happens, shit hits the fan, you just got to figure it out.
Just putting out fires. I hear like every
Putting out
entrepreneur,
fires
yeah,
is
every
the way-
entrepreneur at like a high level. It's literally just what they talk about. It's just putting out fires, which is interesting.
Yeah. And I used to have like meltdowns when these fires would happen, but like I built such a callus to it. It's like Facebook ad account disabled, you're fucking spending less, like 1,500 less a day, converting like 5,000 less in sales. It's like, fuck, I'll eat it up for a few days. It happens, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And it's not the end of the world.
That obviously comes with time. You know, like you got to be able to.
Yeah.
who
Time
was
and
saying this?
experience.
Yeah, Dakota Meyer, the guy I was talking about earlier, he was saying on the pod, like, it's literally impossible. It is impossible to grow without stuff like that. Because then you literally just wouldn't be exposed to that stimuli. You wouldn't be able to adapt to it. And now here
Yeah.
y'all both are.
I mean, when you're talking going long distance too, do you want the fucking Ferrari that's fast and you can get there quick, but if you hit one bump wrong, that thing breaks down? Or do you want, what did the people in the Middle East use that they were like getting hit with RPGs and still going?
Tacomas?
Tacomas, bet you want a
Literally
taco.
indestructible.
Yes,
Yeah.
you want a taco. It's the same with business. You don't want to be the best fighter who's like all offense. As soon as he gets hit once, he's a frail bitch. Like you'd rather have a durable guy that can throw a punch, but he could fucking eat one. You know what
There's
I mean?
a lesson in that with like branding too, which y'all have both mastered. And I kind of want to get into that at some point, but
I get attacked every fucking day. It's
but
insane.
one thing that y'all both did that I think
we
is
go.
super cool, and I've talked to both y'all about this separately, but like those fulfillment days where you're like, it's like the inflection point right before you got your 3PLs.
Yep.
Right before the business hit that like super fat uptick.
Yeah.
While you're still fulfilling, you're doing the operations and you're fulfilling. What was that like for both of y'all?
I loved it, honestly, because I felt like I was weird with it. Like I told you, like I would see people's name and it was cool. And I'd see reorders and like see the label. And like, you know, I lose that sometimes. Like I told you though, I still look, but like we're doing, 200-300 orders a day. It's kind of like, fuck, all right, I'm not going to see when my aunt buys methylene blue and I can't refund her. But back then I could see everything. I just felt like I knew my business inside and out, and then it gets a little more vague. So it's kind of like you're in the engine room and you're running everything and you know what's going on. You know when that thing's kind of fucking up, and then you're handing it off and you're just kind of you're navigating now and you're praying, like that engine's running, but you don't have your hands on it basically. So, but but it's different. Actually, I enjoy not having 12-hour fucking labor days, tell you that.
I remember our first spot, I think you had like a stack of boxes, like hundreds of boxes behind you.
Yeah, make them. Yeah, it was 3 hours of just making boxes some days. And I remember the first time we talked on the phone, he was like, I'm about to hand off the shit. And like, I'm doing everything by hand. And like, life will be a little bit better then. And I could hear it in your voice. I was like, holy fuck, dude. Like, this guy's drowning.
Didn't you put him onto like a printer or something? Weren't you doing that without like a label printer at some point?
No, that was Rob. That was Earth Poppy.
Oh,
I
okay.
bought him a label printer.
Okay, that's what it was.
You bought him a label printer?
Yeah, they didn't even ship to him. Yeah, I was like, you never got. He thought I was joking.
He was doing it by hand, just printing from like a printer or something?
Yeah, and then he was like, I was like, bro, you need a fucking label printer. You know what I mean?
You're the most generous man I've ever met.
I just help people. Like, bro, it's an easy equation. The more you give, the more you get. So if you just exponentially give, eventually you're gonna get more in the end.
You
You know?
it didn't get delivered?
Yeah.
It didn't get delivered?
Huh? No, it never
some
did.
like rando
Can
and
you add
like
me to the live?
Yeah.
some rando
I
in
requested.
Oh, there we go.
some rando in Iowa just got a brand new.
Yeah, bro,
label
honestly,
print.
I was like, fucked. I felt bad. But
Well,
yeah, he thought it was a joke. No, I bought him a printer and then he never got it. So
That seems like I've seen like, do you guys know Mike Mangone? Right?
Yeah.
Dude, he's I feel like he's in an interesting position right now in terms of like I feel like he's at a point where he's like over the next 6 months, 12 months, he's gonna blow up, and he has like the label printer and all this stuff. So he's like at that point where I think he's like on the uptick. But I saw a video of him printing out the labels, and I'm trying to imagine doing like a lot of orders with just some regular ass printer.
Oh, dude, I did
Yeah.
that. So you could have two. Shopify will sell you a pack that goes in like a normal printer, and it has two. And Shopify labels are the worst. So when you go to pull it, it's like the heat kind of re-glues it, so they rip a lot too. So,
damn.
bro, it's a nightmare. It was a fucking, and you can never walk away from the business. I couldn't be here.
Yeah.
I'd be calling, handling. I mean, shout out to my dad. My dad's going to drop off more drawstring bags because we ran out today. And I was like, so it's like cool having like a little bit of help there, but like back then I couldn't do it because I couldn't do any fulfill. I remember the first big order we got when Soul Bra posted us.
Oh god.
We got like 100 orders, and like I was fucking calling my girl, and I was like, you gotta go start. Like I'm in
Shit's
San
hitting the
Diego.
fan.
I was in San Diego training. I was like, you gotta start. We need to fulfill same fucking day. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I remember the days of printing the labels on printer paper and having to cut out every single.
that's what Rob was
individual label.
doing. That's what
Yeah.
he was doing.
Dude,
yeah.
that shit literally like 5x's the amount of time it takes
Yeah.
to put your orders together.
Because then otherwise you just like peel it off, slap it on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like for you, like I remember when we were talking, I think it was right before you switched to 3PL in
Okay.
October. When did you switch?
I switched earlier than that. It was around August.
Maybe you were telling me about before you switched.
Yeah, I was probably telling you
because
the
you were
story.
just like I think you said something about like 16-hour days on the reg, just
Yeah.
fulfillment
Yeah.
operations.
But
trying to
there's
get
a
workout
lesson in there because there's a lot more fulfillment in doing the 16-hour days. And then it's like glorious once you pass it off. But after you pass it off and you have a lot more time on your hands, like, yes, you have a lot more time on your hands to like focus on knowledge and like acquiring like higher level skills and focusing on the stuff that really matters. But there's a certain level of fulfillment in going to like slap the labels on all your orders yourself, going to the post office, dropping them all off. Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of glorious, the hustle.
And when you drop them off, and you're like, woof, you take a breath. Then you got to go home. You got
Become
to,
a regular at the post office.
yeah, dude.
they know you by like your face.
Bro,
Like,
well,
welcome back.
I got to the point where they would give me bags, and I would load my truck. I run out of room in my truck, and I'd be carrying like 3 trips of 4 bags each or whatever. And they're like, this guy again. And they would always be like, what do you do? And I was like, I sell methamphetamine blue.
So blue meth.
Blue meth. Yeah.
Drugs on the internet.
Yeah. I stopped like even just trying to tell them what it was at that point. I'm like, it's gonna take me like 10 minutes to explain it. Here's the website if you want to check it out. But
Yeah. There's do you guys ever watch Peaky Blinders?
yeah.
I watched a few episodes.
So there's maybe like later 3 or 4 seasons into it. Tommy Shelby, the main character, they have like a ton of money and ton of businesses now and whatever. And there's a scene where he goes back and he shovels shit in their horse barn. And the horse barn manager comes up. He's like, Tommy, what are you doing? He's like, I'm reminding myself who I would be if I wasn't who I am. And I think that's just one of those things like almost like a tea break to the glory that you're talking about. Like you got to like get back into the weeds every once in a while to remind yourself like the fact that that's what it would be if you didn't make these decisions, if you didn't work that hard, right?
Well, you bring this up every day.
Dude, every day I pass a fucking low voltage truck, construction truck, anything. I'm like, I go back to that if I fuck up.
Yeah.
It's a weird duality of I wake up every morning with an immense fear that I'm gonna fucking lose it all, and a sense of confidence that I can build it back. So I know I'm gonna be okay, but there's still that holy shit feeling like you go back to manual labor, if not, and like fucking $200 days, and you lose everything that you worked for.
It's gonna be cool at some point when I can see y'all both like just for shits and gigs, like down the line, just doing a fulfillment day, just cause like going to the fulfillment center and just hopping on just to see
Oh,
what's going on.
if I get a Vegas order every now and then, I fulfill it myself just for fun. I'll go drop it off by hand. Like, you know, there's someone coming to Vegas from Europe, and they're like, could I just like pick it up when I'm there? I was like, I'll fucking go drop it off at your hotel. You know what I mean? I don't care. Like, and it's good too. And I want to. That's that 1950s. You know, business model. That's that work ethic we talked about. Just do the extra little steps, you know, like that's, dude, some businesses too, they just are like, fuck customers. Like, oh, they can deal with it and shit.
Well, Brett talks about that too. Like you have to do unscalable things at the beginning. You have to, or else you're not going to be able to scale.
Yep.
And they are connected. And I've had the privilege of meeting a couple guys who founded it in a multi-billion-dollar business at this point. And one of the founders, the co-founders, was doing customer service stuff when they were, I want to say their revenue was like tens and tens and tens of millions of dollars a year.
Yeah.
And he was still doing the customer service stuff.
Emails.
Yeah. Which is legendary, dude.
Yeah.
And now that like it paid off, you know? I mean, you have to do that unscalable stuff, at least from my perspective. That's what everybody that has a successful business I've talked to
Yeah.
says.
No, I want to see who's like supporting. I mean, like they're supporting the cause. Like obviously they're getting some out of it, but I want to see what the fuck is going on. I have a call with a guy after this because he emailed me. He's like literally battling some shit using methylene blue, and he was like, "Could I ask you questions?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, let's hop on the phone."
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, obviously I can't do it with everyone, like we talked about. It's fucking tough, but like I want to do that when I can.
Yeah, not scalable, but I mean, when you can sprinkle those in, that's so good for you, but also he's going to be an evangelist for you.
Yeah.
For the brand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but I
mean,
don't
you
do
think
it
about the
for that
butterfly
reason.
effect too. That guy's going to leave a good testimonial. A lot of people are going to see the good testimonial. Everyone's going to know that Vance is a great guy, and people are going to buy from Meraki when
best.
they want methylene blue, as opposed to any other Amazon brand
Yeah.
or any other brand that pops up on Twitter. Any other brand that isn't Vance.
Yeah. My dad has no idea how to market because everything was word of mouth. So all of our construction jobs that we did was word of mouth. So it was referral. And I was like, oh, how do you do that? Like, that's the easiest, best marketing is word of mouth.
Yeah.
It's free. Fucking free.
All you do is do the work.
Exactly. So how do you do that? It's like, okay. And that's what I said. Like,
It can also be the worst marketing. Like if you do a poor job, you know?
Yeah.
People will tell 10 people about a bad job and like 2 about a good one.
yes.
Interesting how that works.
Yes, dude. Exactly. I hear all the time, don't go to them. They're shit. We can go on Yelp more. You'll see people, most of the time you don't feel inclined to leave a 5-star review unless you're asked, you know, unless it's bad experience, then you're inclined.
Then
You're
you're
like,
going out of your way.
I'm
just
going to fucking tell everyone.
Anoning your way through a Amazon review.
Yeah, exactly.
You pull that a little closer if you don't, the mic. Yeah. Just want to make sure it's even. You mentioned like building it back, and we were talking last night. I'm super intrigued by this because I think y'all are both similar in that you want to prove to yourself, but also to the world that it's not a fluke. Right?
Yeah.
Like the first success is not a fluke, and obviously now y'all are cooking some stuff up. I don't know what y'all want to
we could
divulge
talk a little
about
bit
that,
about
but
it.
yeah, like,
Yeah,
what's
so
going on with that?
he has black tar shilajit, I have methylene blue, and now we're doing methamphetamine and black tar. So yeah, it's a whole different market. A lot of repeat customers. No, so there's how do you grow a business, right? So you either find a gap in the market where there isn't something that could blow up, or you take a product that's already there, you make it 3 to 5% better, right? So we are doing a little bit of blend of that, but I would say more so the new business is taking compounds that are already out there and we're making it better.
Nice.
Like there's little gaps. There's some things that take 3 steps. I'm like, why is this not consolidated into 1 step? And so that's what we're doing next. And it's so funny how many times we pivoted. Our first idea was like one thing and then the second thing. And now like we get pricing on the first thing we were going to drop. We're like, no, we're doing this. And it's going to be a whole different ballgame. And the cool thing is we're not repeating the formula that we did with ours. Like we grew on Twitter. We're going a whole new formula.
Yeah.
So like we sailed east last time, now we're sailing west and we're going to figure it out. We're still in a boat, we're still in water, but it's whole new water, whole new islands we're going to go conquer and like check it out. So it's going to be cool and we're documenting the whole thing, of course. And yeah, I mean, we're going to be giving out the playbook too. We're going to like show people how we got it done because how many people come and talk to me like what you and Eric do, I hear that nonstop. What you and Eric do is crazy. Like change their life in a year. And it's like, fuck yeah, but at the same time, it white pilled me because everyone can fucking do this. It's not hard. You just literally have to work hard. Like, he's way more competent at doing shit than me, like I said, you know? It's like, thank God I have him around me too. But like, we get around and we've said his name 18 times, like fucking Noah. Like, the fact that Noah is not a billionaire, I don't fucking know how, dude.
Because he lives in the
say it all
jungle,
the
bro.
time.
Bro, he's ridiculous. Like, I've never met a more competent person. Even fighting, he just picks it up and he starts doing it. I'm like, holy fuck, dude, you can win fights. Like, what are you doing, dude? So, yeah. It's just about, it's kind of like also the right market. And so that's another fight saying position before submission.
Yeah.
So you don't just go for a rear naked choke. You gotta get to the fucking back first. You always need to work position before. Some people are just positioned in the wrong spot. They have all these skills, these talents, but they're in the wrong field.
How do you think that somebody, this is for both of y'all, how would you advise somebody that you see as in the wrong position? How would you advise them to find the right position or get into the right position?
Well, you got to find your natural strengths first. Everyone has different strengths, and that comes, well, like even thinking of it in the sense of choosing my business partner. Like, you have strengths that I don't have, and I have strengths that you don't have.
Fucking beard.
If you have 2 people with the same strengths going into business together, the business isn't going to operate well because you have 2 people butting heads that are doing the same thing. And that's like the fallacy of like college kids who have the dream of starting a business with their best friend because they have the same mindset or they have the same passion. But at the end of the day, you need to work with someone who is synergistic with the skills that you have, because the business is only going to grow in accordance with all of the skills that are necessary to have a properly operating business. So you have to find out what your specific strengths are, and you have to lean into those skills and get so proficient in those skills that you could be that person, that part of the business, find your partner, and then the business is going to operate that much better.
Yeah, like what's better? Like two people who are on Tinder and they're like looking for a relationship and they're like, yeah, that works. Like we both kind of like the same things. Or two people are best friends, they're hanging out, and then they just so happen to like fall in love and they're compatible and they're like that soulmate kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's a little bit different. Like me and Eric are friends no matter, we don't have to go in business together. I'm not going in business with like New Bro. Yeah. It's not because like it just doesn't make sense, but like we're still gonna support each other in other ways. Like I'm always gonna have base back. We have notables back. Like we're all working together and we're helping each other. And like I have your back, everyone else's. But the difference is like we found holes that we fit. And it was like, yo, this is a perfect match. We'll go do that. You know what I mean? And that's why Newt Bro and Noah work so well together. They're like they literally they fit
two very
in.
opposite personalities, two people that need each other.
Yeah.
For
They
real.
just work so synergistically with each other.
It reminds me, I don't know them personally, but like St. Dici and Colty Bra on Twitter.
Yeah.
With the Kill Crew guys.
Yeah.
I feel like they have a similar vibe in that way in terms of like they both sort of did their own thing as far as I understand, and they came together with Kill Crew and have obviously like crushed it with them, but it seems like it's that same type deal where it's synergistic. They both have strengths.
Yeah.
And they've just stayed true to each other and the brand, which I think it's cool. And they did the freaking the course, and I've heard like phenomenal things about that course, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
So sort of like y'all learning these experiences, coming together, doing it again to prove it's not a fluke, and then bringing people with you.
Yeah. Do you know how many people are out there selling courses who haven't done shit?
I was going to bring that up.
Dude, there's so many fraud. I mean, even hell Twitter. It's like the ones who are preaching the most, and you look at them and they're like fucking 18% body fat.
Yeah.
It's like, brother, no.
But
Like,
then you
Shut
like
up,
talk
Joe,
to
you
these
fucking
people.
fool. Yeah.
They say so much shit on Twitter, and then you talk to them in real life, and you're like, they're not as smart as they portray themselves on the internet.
Yeah.
And it's usually the people that talk the most that aren't the most proficient in what they do.
Yeah.
Cart before the horse.
We were talking about this just before you came on. It's like the double-edged sword that is social media. If it's like if you act authentically, it can literally be one of the biggest catapults for enhancing someone's life. I truly believe that. It can also be one of the biggest detriments if you act inauthentically, because then you like trap yourself into this character, and then people you meet you in real life and you're like, bro, this guy's a literal fraud.
Yeah.
So it's refreshing. Like y'all is a great example. Harry and Brett, great example. Noah, great example. When you meet people in person, I think that's also the proof of work is like that y'all are actually still together. Like if y'all weren't authentic, then y'all would have linked up and be like, oh shit, Vance is an asshole and a piece of shit. Like I'm not gonna hang out with him. But you have the synergy because it's like, oh, you're actually being authentic as opposed to being like inauthentic.
There's a reason we're all together.
Yeah, we sniffed them out. Like literally, you sniff them out.
I've sniffed out plenty of people that I met from the internet.
Yeah, and you fucking like, you're kind of a fraud. You know what I mean? And then it's kind of like you can see it. But the cool thing is like after enough time, everyone sees it. You know?
Yeah, that's the thing. Even like I won't mention his name, but Base Living. Like we met through Instagram because I saw that he posted something on Instagram in Austin. I'm like, let's link. And like immediately I was like, oh, this guy's like one of the more authentic people I've ever met.
He's a
like,
Chad. I really like him.
Dude, he's a G, right? And I'm like, I immediately I was like, okay, this guy is authentic. Like he's not putting on some facade. He's not doing like some like subliminal like weird shit. He's like literally just being himself and posting accordingly. And that's how you make genuine friends in my opinion. And it's just cool to see that y'all are doing that in the context of business too.
Yeah. Well, that's why I say like I have results, but I don't go around and tell I'm a business expert.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I do the
That's Eric's
basics.
job.
It's fucking Eric's job.
I'm building the vessel. Vance is firing the missiles.
I'm shooting the cannons.
I love that. I love that. What would y'all do? Or I mean, like, don't divulge any secrets or anything. But like, what's like is there anything that y'all are gonna do differently that you've done with Meraki and Base in terms of like lessons you've learned from the
Tons
jump?
of lessons learned, but I think the way that we're approaching it is going to be a little bit different because I want to prove to myself that I could acquire other skills, say in marketing, different than what I've done for Based. And that'll just make me a way more well-rounded person so that when a potential investor, say, we had this conversation last night, when a potential investor looks at me as a person, he says he's not a one-hit wonder. He has a second company where he was able to get it off the ground doing different tactics than the first company. And it just makes me a much more well-rounded person in business and marketing that people will look at me and want to invest in me as a person.
100%. It's another tool for the tool belt, essentially.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I'm excited. We should talk off camera if y'all are.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm excited to hear what it is.
100%, yeah.
What's next for like Base specifically, and then Meraki as well after that?
Oh, we're going horizontal on everything.
I'm going horizontal everything too.
Nice.
Yeah, we got new products all in the lineup. Collabs, we're all collabing with each other in like areas too, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I the biggest thing I have to deal with is the 3-letter org, so I'm like just navigating that. But you know,
name though.
The enemies,
the enemies,
real enemies.
the lizards,
Literally, yeah.
Fuck yeah, but yeah, we're doing that. I definitely want to go more mainstream with methylene blue too. So I have my goals with getting it to the UFC, getting MLB. If our new company does what we think it's going to do, then Meraki is going to be more of a charitable organization for sure. And a lot of my profits are going to go back into cancer. You know, like it costs money to run the business for sure. And I've donated a fuck ton. And I love that feeling. And I would love to get to the point, like in an ideal world, we have another one that makes us wealthy and like my family's taken care of. And then Meraki could be a fucking nonprofit. That'd be so cool. I'd go to the grave fucking happy.
That's really glorious, yeah.
That would be so amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's like the goal. But we just navigating it's so tricky for me to navigate with it. I can't say anything. I mean, I'm kicked off fucking Google right now. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
are you about to get on Amazon, or I saw you post something about Amazon though?
Yeah, they deactivated the account again, like right when we're about to ship them the black seed oil, and I was like, oh my gosh, guys.
The toughest part is getting all of these platforms set up.
Yes.
Once you could get past that, everything is smooth sailing, but getting platforms set up is so difficult.
Yeah.
Amazon, Facebook ad accounts, Google ads, getting past the 3-letter organization guidelines, but the hardest part is getting everything set up.
Yeah.
Dude, the one thing I was telling him before you came on as well, like the Based and Meraki customer service, like I remember
we have the same girl.
Yeah, I know. It makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense because I remember, like, I think it might have even been before one of y'all brought her on, but I remember I think I did something with Based and hit up customer service, solved immediately.
Yeah.
Meraki solved immediately. I probably just
Riley.
texted you, honestly. Yeah.
Shout out Riley.
But then me and my brother were talking. We have other companies or like brands that we've bought from, other things, and the customer service has been like frugal and unforgiving. And it's not to say like right or wrong. It just definitely you start to gain this like appreciation for brands like y'all's, where it's like almost no questions asked, at least if it's a viable reason. Yeah, here you go. You know,
Brett asked me. He messaged me a few months back. He said, "Hey, we're starting to get a lot of returns with Noble. Like, how do you handle them?" And I was like, I refund them and ship them $10. Like I wasted their time, you know. But I was like, no, I was like, just like literally kill them with kindness. You know what I mean?
I was like, whoa.
I was like, wait a minute.
Not expecting that. Like,
that's right.
Kill them
with
with kindness. Yeah. Shout out if you DM Riley angry. We got you.
Some of the emails that Riley gets are pretty funny. People are angry right off the rip.
Really?
Your address is on your fucking shipping label. Don't fuck around. If you fuck with Riley, I'll show up. I swear on my life, dude. You'll catch these methylene blue fucking hands.
Has that been pretty wild? Like, even when y'all were doing it early on, like, are people?
Yeah, some lady tried to accuse me of lacing shit with fentanyl and everything. I was like, yo, my sister died from that. Thank you. Like, I was like, nice try. So I fucking like.
Where do you even pull that out of? Like, how does that even?
Crazy people. It's the internet, dude. So yeah, you just gotta just like. I treat them like, you know what? I call it the piss off grandma. I had an old lady. I love fucking grandmas. I love old ladies. You know what I mean? And pause.
Dog.
And but no, one time I was doing a job, old lady, widow. She got mad and she threw a fit. And I remember being like, she was so mad, just treating me so bad, and was like screaming at me over something that wasn't my fault. And I was like, hey, like, you know, like calm down. And I just sat there, and then eventually I was like, I'm gonna take care of it. I got this. You know, I just stayed, didn't charge her anything like that. And she called me. She's like, you're so nice. You know, sorry. Like, I just have bad runs. But like, if you just treat, even if they're a grown adult, whatever it may be, and they don't have an excuse, you just treat them like an old, angry lady. It's like, that's the best way to go forward. That's like literally my mentality. It's like, all right, I understand you're mad and you're saying like we're lacing with fentanyl, but like, look, we refunded your package already.
Yeah.
Like, what do you need? We'll take care of you. Like, relax. And like, yeah, dude, people have battles that you don't understand. I'm empathetic as shit, and I give everyone the benefit of the doubt that they're having like some shit going on. You know, most of the time they do. And some people are just angry assholes. And guess what though? They make their bed every day. Yeah. Probably not living a great life. And I'm sorry. Like, and so I'm not gonna add fire to their flame and like play into that game. I stay in my lane.
Yeah.
That's why it's so important to hire a customer support rep with empathy. Because they are managing that as a sales channel, and they have to treat those customers right.
Dude,
if you have a dickhead cucustomer service employee, it's actually going to affect your business.
Yeah, if you
trying to imagine just like a complete asshole, just like firing away.
Well, we check people all the time. Like I went out last or like 3 weekends ago in Vegas, and the bouncer like got an ego attitude, and I was like, you need to understand, like I'm coming here to spend my dollars, and you're like out of line coming at us with an ego trip because you have a security badge on. Like I was like, why the ego, Bubba? Like calming down, just kind of like dismantle it with my words.
A good way to condescendingly call him a Bubba. I'm sure that made him calm down.
I would have fucking laid him out. No, but like honestly, like that's the same kind of thing. So
Hopefully
Riley,
Victor wasn't with you.
Huh?
Victor? Hopefully he wasn't with you.
Bro, he needs to calm down. Victor got us in that stupid one. Yeah. And but Riley's biggest thing, she's drowning right now from like the growth that we have. And I was like, Riley, like, you know, I'll help you with customer service emails, but like we need to hire you someone like an assistant to like help you out. She's like, I just don't want to lose like the relationships I have with the customers. And I was like, you got a raise.
Yeah.
There you go.
Perfect customer service employee.
That's
right there.
exactly what you look for. I've gotten lucky with who I've hired. I've had like just a couple people like that didn't work out. And it wasn't even like they were bad people either. Just like it doesn't make sense for the business. But like we just hired the new girl, Lucy, and she's handling the socials. And like I'm fucking blown away by this chick.
Yeah.
She is on top of it every day. I'm like, Lucy, like, holy shit, dude. Like, you did it again and again. So we got lucky with that. But, like, yeah, if you're going to work for Meraki, like, I sent out a memo, I think it was like 4 months ago. I was listening to the owner of Huel, the founder, and he was talking about, like, the culture they have inside their company. I realized, like, I'm hiring out all these agencies and third-party people, but we need in-house people. And so I sent it to the agencies as well, but I sent it to our in-house people that we had at the time. And I was like, it was literally like, Meraki saved my life in quotations. I pulled it from my email. I was like, you need to understand this is not an oxy shred. This is not some BS. Like we are the medicinal in our name we take seriously. So when we are handling people who are dealing with battles that we cannot even say because we'll get in trouble and you're an asshole to them on top of that, like you will be fired immediately. We're not doing that. We're going to hire the best of the best people. And I'm not going to sit there and have you on the team. I expect greatness from you.
Yeah.
But you will be rewarded tenfold. And you need to know, like, you are literally, like, we got to take the medicinal serious, too, and have that culture, too.
Yeah,
And
well, it's a reflection of, like, it ends up being a reflection of y'all, like, directly, y'all, the guys behind the brand. Like, it's a reflection of the brand, but then extrapolate that, it's y'all. So I can see that being extremely important, that particularly, because that's customer facing.
His tolerance is a lot lower than mine, too. He will fucking 86 you real quick,
Yeah.
so you better be on your P's and Q's. I'm a nice guy. I'm like, hey, come on, let's get it. I have some funny stories, but he's like, no, they're fucking up. Like, this is not good for the operation.
Yeah, a lot more results oriented you're carrying.
Put the customer first, you know? And so if they're not handling the customer first, then your business is going to crash. So, you know what I mean? Like, and then it's not even for you. It's not your expectations, what the customer needs. So put them first.
What would y'all say to, like, say somebody called y'all about, like, hey, I've got this product idea. It's a solid product. Haven't launched. They're in the entry level, just like maybe they just got a website. They haven't launched or anything like that. What would be, like, the advice you'd give to them, if anything in particular?
Before you ask for advice, figure out all the easy parts by yourself. Learn how to build a basic website. Learn how to first of all, have your advertising platform set up. Have this website built. Know exactly who you're selling to. Know your target market. Know what emotion you're trying to convey through your branding. Have all of that stuff thought out before you ask someone for advice. Because if you ask someone for advice and you don't have the basics figured out, then you're just going to be getting a 101 class on stuff that you could just get yourself.
Yeah, that's an interesting point.
I think broad spectrum is, I was a math kid, so I always equated to X to the power of Y equals Z.
That's surprising. No offense.
Really?
I'm kidding, bro.
No, I was top 1%, 7th and 8th grade. 2 years in a row, I tested top 1% in the nation for math. I got letters from West Point, and then I was a dickhead in school. I kept getting suspended. They're like, you're not coming. No, it's all good, dude. I'm good with numbers. But X would be your product, Y would be your marketing, and then Z would be your profit, like, you know, your how much you make. And so if your product is a 0, no matter how good your marketing is, it'll never be good, even if your product's a 1. So you got to have like at least a base product. Like we're just saying on a scale of 10. It's got to be a 2 or 3 or 4. But if you have a product that's a 10 and your marketing's a 0, it's always equals what? 1. Anything in the power 0 equals 1. If your product goes to the power 1, it's always itself, even in the power 2. So your marketing is so important in that exponent, you know? So you get guys with a shit product, great marketing, and they're going to always make more money than people with a great product and shit marketing. Mm-hmm. So you want to always have a great product, you know what I mean? But 2, you need to understand how important that exponent to the Y is.
Yeah, that's an interesting point though, because the dude who has the shitty product with great marketing and makes a lot of money, that's where I think the line between ethics, in my opinion, comes in, where it's like kind of becomes like a shill or whatever you want to say, and I don't think that's
facts.
Like that's something you have to be careful about.
100%, dude, and like you realize like how easy it is to lie to people if you wanted to, you know what I mean? So that's why they're snakes, but over time they all go. But some people are still there, like fucking V-Shred's still around, I think. You know what I mean?
That guy's been around forever.
Dude. Great marketing, shit product.
I don't even know what it is. I've seen his ads on YouTube.
Yeah, I don't care. Was he gonna fight me?
Yeah, maybe he's on this Instagram live right now.
Bring it.
There it is.
That'd be pretty wild. Yeah, I have no idea what that is, but I've seen their ads. Like they'll do like what I've noticed is some podcasts will, specifically for like marketing, they'll do like, you know how Rogan has the classic purple
drapes?
Purple drapes?
Yeah.
People will do like purple drapes because you just immediately associate it with Rogan.
Yeah.
And it's just like some shitter pod that's like got nothing but like the marketing behind it. It's pretty funny. Yeah, I think he has a couple of those. Doesn't he have Dr. Oz? Have y'all seen that?
No.
No, I haven't.
He's got one, or Dr. Drew or something. One of like the famous TV doctors is like on his ads now, which is pretty funny.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's legit. Yeah.
Pretty
I keep
wild.
seeing the Johnny Sins ads for that InnoSup testosterone booster supplement.
Brother, you need to fix your algorithm.
I thought it was AI
Brother, the
at
porn
first,
demons
bro.
are winning.
Algo's messed up, dude. That's funny. Damn, fellas. I think we're at like hour and 40.
All right.
I appreciate y'all, man. This has been it's I'll say this. It's been super cool to meet y'all in person. I mean, it's just completely changes the dynamic. It's so much more enjoyable, dude. Like
It
shit
is.
posting back and forth on Twitter is fun and all, but when you can actually like spend time with guys and like actually
Put meat in your mouth ancestrally.
yeah,
Yeah.
literally. You can drink Chardonnay at a Mexican
Drink
restaurant.
Chardonnay at the Mexican.
That was
restaurant.
crazy, dude. I don't know why you
Never
did
let
that.
them know your next move.
That was well, you did a good job, bro.
The homegirl in a water bottle brought Chardonnay last night. I was dying laughing.
way.
Yeah, I was
Unbelievable.
dying. I was like, what the hell's with Chardonnay tonight? I was like forced to drink it. All right. It's terrible.
That's what it is. But yeah,
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all, man. It's been super cool to see y'all grow. I'm super stoked for the expansion and the growth that y'all are going to be having for Base and Meraki, but also for what y'all do together. It's pretty damn cool. So
What do you got coming up next?
growing the pod, bro?
Yeah.
Pyro
going
glass
down.
still a thing?
Not really.
Can I
Kinda
tell
just-
you something real quick? One
Yeah.
last like gem. I don't think people do is I stopped skipping ads, right? Like on like YouTube or anything. Like most of the time when I'm by myself, I'm with the boys and we're jamming out to fucking country music. Obviously,
Yeah.
we're skipping it. I don't have the premium SoundCloud yet, so you can buy some Meraki so I can afford it. That'd be awesome. But I'll listen to the ads and like me and Noah we'll talk about it. Sometimes when they pop up, we're like, that's a great fucking ad. When you had the Tyro Glass thing happen, Awesome and Tulum, bro, I was like stressed. Because one, you're my friend, but two, I also wanted to know if I was in that situation, how could I fucking navigate? And I called you.
Yeah.
Like after 2 days, I
have a
pondered
hilarious story about
and
this.
pondered and pondered and pondered. You need to be doing these mental exercises. Like, what would you do in that situation? Why is that ad good? Why is that appealing? Why did you spend your money here instead of there? This person's going through that. What would you do? What would you have done differently? You know what I mean? And so I was like just brainstorming. And that's why I told you I was like, lean the fuck in.
Yeah.
Just lean in, motherfucker.
Dude,
Like,
I gotta tell you the story. So I posted that on, and like that in and of itself is honestly just I got exactly out of Tyro Glass what I wanted. To
Yeah.
be honest with you, I literally wanted. My goal was to launch a product. I wanted to like learn how to use the base
Yeah.
levels of Shopify. I wanted to learn how to like communicate with manufacturers and all this stuff.
yeah.
I
You know
literally-
what's better than my Lamborghini? Knowledge.
Yeah, literally,
Yeah,
Ty Lopez.
exactly.
But so I posted that, and I knew it was gonna get some views because like my boys are gonna retweet it. I posted it, went and worked out with my buddy. Checked my phone like an hour and a half later, had like 100,000 views.
That shit went viral.
And you thought it blew up.
No,
huh?
no.
Yeah.
I literally, so I put my phone down because we were gonna like sauna or something. Like hell yeah, bro, that's sweet. Let's go.
Yeah.
And then I check my phone like 15 minutes later, and Vance sends me a text, "Yo, roll with these punches." And I'm like,
like, oh,
"What's he
shit.
talking about, bro?" I pull up Twitter. I'm like, "Yo."
Got roasted.
It
Yeah.
went
Such a funny
everywhere.
story.
Yeah,
You know
it was
what?
wild.
Yeah, I'm
I was
fucking
literally
crushing
like,
it.
"Let's go, bro."
You know what I would do if I was you now? I would make a thread like 6 months ago. I got absolutely fucking destroyed on my first business venture, but this
we got
is what
acquired. So
it did. All right, yeah.
by
How many million was the exit?
It was I think it was $100 gift card.
Yeah.
$100 Target gift card.
My cork snapped in half. I need a cork from you, by the
Dude,
way.
I have a ton of corks.
Okay, I
But
need
yeah,
a couple
like,
corks. Yeah.
That's done. No, and like I'm not like ashamed of it at all. Like
No.
I
Yeah, I
literally,
wouldn't
but I have no fear of being an idiot. Like,
But
that's called the Tyro experience. for
And
a
what
reason.
you need to do is lean into that. Like, bro, you're a human being. Be authentic. I would post a thread. I fucked up bad. I got made fun of. Post a screenshot of your views and the hate comments from all the famous people and go, but this is what I learned. I would find so much fucking value in that because I want to know what you learned from in that experience, you know? And like make a thread on that. And that's how you add value to people. You know what I mean?
interesting.
You became the martyr, but that's what, like, you need to take
Yeah,
the
that's-
spotlight off of you. Like, everyone.
You were the first guy through the door.
Yeah,
Yeah,
literally.
you
Yeah,
literally,
I'm
bro.
fucking
I've never
slamming.
seen someone get shit on that bad. It was
Dude,
good.
That's actually an interesting lesson in of itself because in my life, I mean, I don't know how many people have had a million. I mean, it was the most negative energy that had been sent my way like in my entire life.
Yep.
And it was interesting to see how I reacted.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily like proud or not proud of how I reacted or anything, but it was just interesting to like take note of the fact that I'm like, dude, hundreds of people, like probably every
Hated
hour,
you.
yeah, literally were like, fuck this guy.
Yeah,
piece of shit.
go die. Like,
And you know
it's
what's
the
funny
most critical thing on the internet.
There's one account in particular I DM'd him. It was funny. It was a little petty of me, but I DM'd him like because he retweeted and he was a bigger account. I was like, appreciate the support, bro. Thanks for getting in front of people. And he responded, sincerely, go fuck yourself.
Damn.
And then I responded.
Say his name.
No,
Who was it?
I won't say.
Tell me off camera.
I
We'll
will.
go fuck him up.
No, I-
People
no,
are
no.
so extra on Twitter, bro.
No, this is the beauty of it. A, he's anonymous. B,
Of course.
I tweeted something.
Was it Deja Vu? He came at me over Soul Bra. That little 5'6" motherfucker. Yeah, I got it on for him. We're gonna scuffle. When I see him, I'm gonna smack him. Yeah, he was talking hella shit. Call me gay.
Oh,
smack
fuck,
you.
dude. Unbelievable. You and Graham Hood too.
I respect Graham Hood, so we got a little like, but you know what I mean? Like I keep it playful. That motherfucker's the first guy got me like. I got into like the esoteric. Soul Bra was like the big one, brought me to Twitter, but I've been a Patreon on Graham Hood's account for like 3 years.
Damn.
So when I like made Black Seed Oil and he like posted methylene blue, I made him like a discount code. But like he also reached out. I'll give Graham Hood prop. He reached out when my Black Seed Oil label came out and was like, hey, be careful of what you put on there. And I was like,
Yeah.
solid guy.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
No, he's a fucking solid. There's a difference. There's a difference between
Go ahead.
like, no, it's like the boy shit. We tiff and then we go at it. But like, am I going to respect you at the end? I don't need to like you.
Yeah.
But do I respect you? So there's respect there for sure for him. You know what I mean? Like he's a hammer. Cool.
I mean, it's kind of funny too. Like the meme sort of Harry and I are putting about like Tyro Box. And
Yes,
Tyro
dude.
Gas,
It's so
fun.
underrated.
It's
dude.
hilarious, dude. I love that shit. I think it's funny, and it speaks. The podcast is literally called the Tyro Experience. Tyro means novice or beginner.
Yep.
Stems from the Latin word meaning young soldier, and the entire premise is the fact that I'm like pretty much just an idiot.
Yeah.
Like, I want to learn. I'm talking to y'all. I'm talking to people that are smarter, more versed, have more value, doing cooler things than me. So hopefully I can learn something from those people.
Exactly.
And the Tyro Glass thing is just a prime example of that.
Exactly.
It's
Post that. And that's what you'll realize too is like if you did a thread like that, like, and that's 100% knowledge for people. And that's what people do wrong on social media. They think it's like they're on stage and they're broadcasting to people. So like their story comes on, they're like, hey guys, happy Tuesday. And it's like if everyone was sitting down presenting. No, you're on a busy fucking street. You need to get attention. Get fucking attention. People are walking by doing shit. They don't care about you. How do you get their attention? Now, obviously, if you're an expert pianist or whatever the fuck you call them, and they're playing the best symphony ever, you're going to stop and listen, or they're giving you life-changing advice. That is something that would work like that. You know what I mean? The other part of it too is now when you get that first hateful comment on your new venture and everything, you get 3 people who are talking shit, you're not going to be like, ugh. Because the first time someone comes at you, it stings. But you just had 100,000 fucking people call you a shitbag and hate your existence. You're callous now.
Yeah,
That's
you're
a
like, it's not that
blessing.
bad.
No, it's not. That's like the biggest lesson in terms of the negative energy. I was like, I mean, dude, people were like really mad.
Yeah.
Like legitimately mad. And
they don't even understand
most of them were anonymous.
They're all bandwagoners, though.
They don't
all just
under-
like shitting on a guy that's already getting shit on.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what it was too. If you would have had everyone just support you, they would have
Yeah.
supported you. And the other part, I mean, they're fucking sheeple, but the other part of it was too is they didn't even understand the fucking business behind it. Like you weren't making a killing on it. They're like, I'm like, go put a fucking 1,000 glass jugs in your cart from Alibaba and see how much shipping is.
Yeah.
Have
They
you ever
weren't even
shipped
from
glass?
Alibaba, you asshole.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude, you're one of them. He probably had some anonymous accounts. Like he's texting me on the side, like,
Yeah.
yo, roll with these.
No,
Fuck
not
this one.
honest.
Yeah,
I just
Vance
make
text me on the side.
I
Like,
make
yo,
the
fuck
all
this
the
kid.
raw milk girl accounts is really me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I
believe
just
it.
yeah,
No,
I
they're
just
Luke,
Nah, it's
bro.
Luke Lamy.
yeah, it's Luke
bro.
Lamy.
Luke is celestial.
Dude, Veronica, you better be real because I've been sticking up for you this whole time. We don't know.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, fellas, I appreciate y'all. It's been awesome. Really excited for like what y'all got coming up. It's cool to watch.
Thank you,
Yeah.
brother. Hey, I want to see you win.
Yeah.
So I
likewise.
got you, dude.
Likewise. Cheers. Thanks, fellas.
Yep.
Thanks,
All right,
Nolan.
we're out.